Sky Power Radio and TV Services Studios, West Yorkshire, Leeds. Welcome all on board our weekly civic education program today, Saturday, 21st of the 6th, 2025 at 17:12 UK time. Assalamu alaikum badi ngaluk ngalukun ton mobe dauda anibe watu watito. Yo kontundiro kolas nal bismillah na program min kasudo jang loku ninyan temben zida civic education program. Nal badi malo Mustafa Jame mimbe sirin program kun ninyan temben. Okay, déglu kat yi ñu leen di nuyu fii ci Sky Power Radio and TV Services by ko ci bunti programme civic education programme semaine bu nekk ak seen xarit Moustapha Jammeh nekkal leen fii ci rajo bi. Yo commune Galta Kake ñame loko niñen temben sita ka civic education programme sambale nan kana ka kacha kula mi alon ko ngamira wolle mo be sula ñin temben surtout kula mimbe dending Gambia bankola kula nka alfalso dan fe mi alo loko ni wala kana wal kataram fe jam min ya lonko ilando soto fannala mi alon ko lon sula koti sulo la fannala mem kachatati uranin kumbo nyama civic education program be timo mobe to yala mol be bismillah la kotenke alal de mara do kotenke bijang alfa ba mi alon ko ngaso dum fe be tilola ngamira manke mondu kundintini nata Gambia political to wolom Ibrahima Tabora Maneti Ibrahima follow beten to lambejeila non senya follow ti prena na on Sky Power Radio and TV Services beten to lambejeila be bismillah la fanam say ibula in lamarla nin gibera la nyo kontong ni wada je sina dum ko kunkona Ibrahima bare mo kende bismillah
ina bara Mustafa baraka bake kontanta comme ya fanyame rek ñinen first time to dal ngana ñim programme to do at least kala programme folole cause ngalo ni mimbe gambe rek ye concern sur banko la kola ajo ko ñim programme si fal tedan because fenle mi alon ko aka mol informele ake kalam tandile comme kol mimbe kering mi alon ko asi banko affect si banko dingol fanan affect but first comme ya fa ñame rek kan fang introduce to mandendorom mbota dame koy bota satin dinne to barinte bota satin dinne to rek wuluta satin dinne to ka fuje buñaadu in fact actually it when buñaadu len o bakendik because mbama bota bakendik le so mfama bota buñaadu ngamira wuluta bakendik but ngana dindi ya beke buñaadu le kabre wuluta kutake so be buñaadu at a tender age very young age mari mi ngamira dal maybe 2 or so years moved and tata SO. And me North Bank area long. I mean Luanyom area nearby across from Banjul the other side. So tata SO and primary education ke SO primary school. Tata je for 1983 mbota SO primary school. Then tata Banjul. So 83 tata Banjul Muslim High School from 1983 to 1988. So between 88 kabring graduate nak tarta do ko do mandina rek ning fama comme tarta la business la kono rek. Then 1990 lem tata US benu New York le Bronx benu wolto do manding tata borough of Manhattan Community College nata bondi Bronx tata Rochester New York tata State University of New York in Geneseo. But in a specialty ngaminke accounting and finance. So I'm at New York for 13 years, from 1990 to 2003. So 2003 lanak mbota US. Mutanam back to the Gambia. So 2003 up to now, Ajoko Dalmbe based in Gambia mostly. Kabri nata kanye dana kan sita permanently. So basically that's my life. But kabri nata na ke nga business or start on the side. Ajoko was part of my you know, so it's more like a hobby to me, fam. But in business la. Building materials, transportation, yalo nyomin kol ne kulungol so ka demaroke. But nak nga do ko with Deloitte and Touche, one of the audit firms in the Gambia. So work on nak nga for 7 years. In auditing ke almost all parastatals in the country. Most of them may be audit from central bank to NAWEC to social security to almost all the banks, insurance companies. Then there was a petroleum company, Shell company. So ntata ke audit audit kono nak inata la finung financial controller la. So ni nata kacha nata nyomoy so nata traje. So Shell was there. Shell botaje Gulp is a Portuguese company who nata Shell acquire. Then Shell Petrogas nata Shell acquire. Sorry, Petrogas nata Gulp acquire. Then Star Oil wo nata Petrogas acquire. So petroleum majoko industry nyimto fenke jamal kake. But in 2017 fanang company maker by Tulo Oil, Irish company lam. If they have interest in exploration and drilling oil, get la country representative in the Gambia. So tartanu mina wala mpuru ka try interest soto Gambia Tulo membe Gambia puru ifana la ka drilling ke. So nata no mpuru ka license soto no nyimbanko kam. So ni tartanyol for almost about 2 years. But eventually, you know, it'll not amana walk out, it will not withdraw. So after that, continue and dokola rek, benna dokola as a financial controller, benna business, lanka business on the side, and hobby coming enjoy the most, wolem senoti. So seno fanankele. Basically, that is me. Yamin jere kabe felenginam. That's it. That's me in a nutshell. Yeah, thank you.
Bi kachabe diala bake because akamulun ne lafta fannamin kachala ite londi bale so do fannatu mimbe dending because petroleum cell e doko ke cell yake galbe yake company be do bi kachabe diala bake nay sebule ne mole nyo konton sina dum ko ngone.
Yes, Mbafala Abarkabake, Mr. Mane, for ila time and then of course ila expertise because it's a double position, less of a politician and then also an expert in what you do. Mbafala Abarkabake, because Vananka Sula ila na molye na yena na molge na yaman nyamen di kola ka kol fanang explain molya understand. And aka interesting le fanang because ninga politician also to me along double lower lebela. Imanke drum politician also imu expert in their own areas fanang ufananka cool gena interesting ne kashakono because we're not only talking to a politician, we were talking to expert mume alonko ay knowledge soto ay londo soto abe mem fokan abarkabake mba follow also na lamoy lare ala abarkabake lamoyro wato wati and of course mba mbe hakoboyla melka participate sometimes questionable be mbuka be tano because time mo buka soto no and questionable fananka siale mba mbe na paneli sol fanang ni melka tarajambe konto nangaja assist your calling ke most likely abina join la Suleiman Jeng will cannot make it and Bamba Maso fanang hopefully abe dunanang and Alaji Baro women be busy fanang abe tanin ala busy. Then Saddam fanang ba flya barka bake because atele kanying fengol beke audio to ka janjang mole wala na wati lamoy lar fanang ka insist le ko we have to hold on to the local language ka foko no nindu da agale ko drop ika ibe alimuru back local language so kato ma ko ile alon dol nga struggle sometimes mari mari ko program on pangon te fango ka karanja bale ke ay ndela manding ko aya improve so ko be ka di so bebe karangala ala barka baka Mustafa abarka baka te membe bori ngola to make sure this happen what in dol ka tara bori la be ko ke bari ka make sure ko drong hanna be kala bo killing tip we have to get in and look at some of these issues abarka baka
ini maraba kende ya kumata Mr. Mane
Yes.
be panel comme ya fanya men panel sol be min gatara jambe kontonna ngalon de tokkata bi mol dalta min feso dol jela jangol man dara jambe banin kumbo nyaama Mr. Mane ngalon ne itolon jamandi ngalon ne nga dolo nyin kuto ko ite minno par folo la fi nyin ngala minno jannin ka dum dol ko bonkol ba folo ko jannin ka dum ko marufo kon folo tulo be gambela ba
ngamira respond nga wo dole nyinin kan wala before janita ba nyinin kala and a simple yes or no answer yes ha pour mol ya moy clearly ko tulobe gambiale and amanke coming second hand information lam o ngamoy from a third party o nga kalam tale from third party sources but coming involved faje nyameng el ngalo na ko tulo wobe gambiale bito nak laftala nyame o yamira mimbe je wosi katiano le barriers tulo be gambiale that's right
akumara baake wala na jama ko jannin kala fika dun ko kono iba fola ko nyin define akoto fonye wala ko nyin balore min kam bayri mbe saya ko tan nala ko tulo mo gambiale okay par sa en tulo mo gambia atulo diamo si ata la ko to baake mbe mi alon ko amantara no ko nin kol kon ite min long tulo la taro ni ala soto gambia to biti lola fo tilingo la karola komite ila banko di yala karola fo ye fenjije mi alon ko tilingo bije wala janko bije wala nakaro ni nata tulo la karola gambia banko kam fo sindi rotolon fo minni marata la lomba fo minni ba ko ma Mr. Mane
pour nga fo bitu na political hat mbe wala ndila karala pour ya lon ko manta di amla as a politician in fact ndefan quand même fo moli bakere wala ko manke politician ti passé comme politician sol delta ka cool kenya merek but fotulo bigambe yes o confirm kabeje min tulo be alhalo min to fonna karo keta jele bang fotilingo keta jele o manke je nsimin fo no wolem kon tenga min kalamta je ngami experience je atata nyamen amantani silola in fact nata nung man sakunda le soto mi ya lon ko a responsible ta den nga lon ko nyanta min soto no la nun je anim mol nyanta fahamro min soto no la je wo nyanta tambila nyinal wolem ko nyanta na famin soto la je na fami ya lon ko banku dingol be si fan jeno jele wo nyanta tambila be al halo min to sang nata man sakunda responsible rinem nte believe ta ko yes den na fa be soto la jele and fahamro fanam be kalam tala je bakere and make coming wo mba fo kan rek comme diam kenso rek ni pareta rek comme mol ya jibe amanke ka fo en ko mol ya fo something ngami experience kawlo fo ko ngado ko ke for a company called Tulo Oil Tulo TUL
Namira, we lost Mustafa. Are you hearing?
Maybe I incoming call lesoro.
Okay, yeah, because we lost
using the mobile phone, but B kachabe diala bakele because and they akamula neko ate nying Mr. Mane I knowledge soto
yes.
I knowledge Bale soto and then he's an expert in that area. Aziz, welcome on board.
Welcome, Aziz. We have Ibrahima Tabora Mane, who is also
are we online?
Yes, we are live, Aziz. We are live.
We are live, Aziz. We are live. We just lost. We started already, but we just lost Ibrahima. Mustafa, will you check Ibrahima? Yeah,
yes,
Aziz, we have yeah, we are live now, and then we have Ibrahima Tabora Mane. Back to the issue. He's the leader for PAP, the political party. PAP. I think the abbreviation is PAP. Yeah, just have to check that full abbreviation. He is also an expert in oil as well, has worked in the...
Okay, that's great.
It's going to be very interesting. And he started it that very nicely, saying he's not going to wear the politician hat. So that also makes it very interesting to listen to him.
Okay, all right. That's really interesting. I would love to see. But we've lost him, right?
Yeah, so what's the name? Mustafa is going to get hold of him. I'm just trying to get the full name of the party as well. Yeah, it's People's Alliance Party.
Party. Okay, that's great. Yeah.
People's Alliance Party.
I think I know his dad. I don't know him personally, but I know his dad very well.
Yeah, I think a lot of people know his dad more than probably him. Yeah, because me, I also heard about his dad and stuff. But Mustafa, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. I'm just trying to get all of him.
Mustafa is trying to get him. Probably whilst we are live, I'm sure as is you've maybe you have not listened to it, but of course you see that the president had the State of Nation address yesterday, day before yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
Where he also at Diamuta a call for what is happening in the nation. Maybe we should probably talk that in a while until we get hold of
yes, hello.
Yeah, Ibrahim and Natalie. Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
Incoming call. Yeah, was that an incoming call?
Yeah, sorry, but it's okay. It should be all right.
Chris.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay. But
akumata bake tulola fanna tilingo.
Yeah.
Tulo nin tilingo. By the for lela diamo kone kudlado fon bije ka fai tulo oil also. Tulo nying abagambia. But saying yeah for fanango ila diamo kone idan tanunda me olon fo. Tata ni silola leko hani amantani silola. Amantani silola nyadil.
Yes. For me at number 4, Tulo Oil, bedo call a company mintono as the country representative. Well, in PULLOW, Tulo Oil. In tell me the country representative to Gambia. Wokona interest sotonum in blocks A1 and A4. For Gambia la Tulo understand, but the first relationship for Tulo Oil ning Woodside lebe Senegal. In Woodside relationship sort. In fact, kabrimbe nibe mitlafang nin Tulo ning Woodside la mol lebentan. Bari Tulo le nata in the Gambia wole la representative la Gambia jang. Pour membe tarle Gambia pour isi license sotono pour exploration. So in Woodside lafta partner lale. But near the Senegalese side, Tulo beje in fact wo gas area ni itelle beje involved je ba kele membe Mauritania ning Senegal tema. Be joint venture ke kandame. So kabring ni do ko start nak Tulo jibe ko tenke bal pour yalon ko is a reputable company ni tata Ghana la jubili mimbeje ila Tulo le discover and wolle beje be exploration ke kanje. I believe Cote d'Ivoire fanang ibe je fanantole. So they have a vast experience in exploration. So kabrina tella interest to dame wolling A1 and A4. Foy Gambia la blocks will understand. Ajokolo ko ni Senegal la border to. Min kete blocks will ya divide nyamen wolem ka ajoko A1 2 3. Ajoko wolbe nakiri nyobala le santola. Wolle be Senegal la northern side border nyinto. Ajoko A1 le follow nata then A2 then A3. Ajoko neko 1 2 3. Then underneath 1 ya start to 4 5 6. Ajoko A1 A2 A3. Then you have A4, A5, and A6. Government ba di kanu nyameng ajoko mol katale for 2 blocks at a time. Wole minni be nyo nakiri nyo balbari be nyo santo la dobe santo dobe duma. So 1 fole by duma. Ajoko A1 ning A4 le kata. So dole interest to nung A1 ning A4 le to. Then A2 ning A5 fa involved a wolto. Then A5 ning A6 fanam beje. But ajoko A1 A2 A1, A3, A4, and A2, A5, more interest for wolle to back. In fact, kabring amere jawra la time, e katulo funun ko tulo be Gambiele. E kato mafong le wol menson le, bari nying blocks wol mimbe A1, A4 fanang, yo fanang menson nung bakele ko, kapunun for Jama, I think Jama 1, JAMMAH, 1, womu jawra la time let. But during a Second Republic nata Yaya Jamila time, ajoko A1, A4, company dobe kapomi Buried Hills. Wo Buried Hills wole interest on word lato inata ka license deala. But Buried Hills puriye tulo la situation understand. Ajoka benyameng company dolbe kanale imang capacity soto technical know-how nyinteje imam financing nyim finansoto bari kanale recommend speculators wol kana min na wol ye company setup ya register ye license ni acquire the near license to betale mol nyine min yalon ko wol si adoko keno ye license wafi ya for a profit near Ajibe Senegal there was a company there was an individual but a company so ka fa petrol team I mean Romanian lam abe based in UK le I mean atata puru ay Senegal ay license soto je bari aya soto nyamen ko ay wo license wafi fa more than $200 million soto wo kono I mean Senegal man sakundani la molkan I mean war is another story but pour ya understand it wolka kele so buried hills nak biri A1 A4D wala buried hills la capacity mawara ila soto nyimman wara so it tartaje over time buried hills nata 80% of ila share inata wafi out of blocks A1 and A4 ya wafi fenke APC wala Africa Petroleum nak womu company lembe yes Australia I think Australian company lam so bari Africa Petroleum tartaje itolle 80% yes itolle 80% no that is far A2 A5 no Africa Petroleum le nata buried hills but buried hills man nata no sorry African Petroleum fanan nakul man nata no out of A1 A4 so problem nata traje because government ye time min dila no Second Republic puru ye jedo ko man na okeno buried hills fanan nata etandiko dal itolla company beta kanyamen ite tano so government nata foko ite Africa Petroleum la license extend la because your time in dila ni wa expire rek ita renew la because condition mu wolti ko inyanta fenko start la ka wealth ni jibe fo tulo be jele ni ya confirm hana manke drilling ti bari nyanta test la ka confirm ko tulo be jele so biri ma wo rek ya lon ko man capacity soto so tulo nata wolto ye interest soto in A1 and A4 so ntol tarta wole no makam pour kaji ko fonsi license soto no wokono nak ntata ning government officials ol mita can interest express ye kabondi the head of the government or the head of state ntafona mitale with representatives of Tulo Oil and in fact some embassies western embassies mini alon ko yino karan office ni kata to kay tan dila ko wolni interest soto dlato rek e kaminke kela mol makoy then ni bota A1 A4 yena A2 I mean A2 A5 A2 A5 tulo be wo fanan tole bari tulo min be je ka fala kumomo e ka fala dia momo e bake bari 80% le acquire water before fa fanamu Australian company leti so wo fa tartaje over time inata Petronas invite wo Malaysian company leti so Petronas nak biri wol nata wol 40% le soto je ajoko 40% soto so over time wol nata pour ka A2 A5 gibe but pour kana kay tan dila miyati nan koy ko tuloñing mimbe je tulo be Gambia le ngamin understand from first hand information and ngamin ni represent anin kabrini tata yela testol keje pour ka jibe ko tulo be jel bang ni kamin kacha privately mi ya lon ko manke government mol nyala e mi tan dinna min muntela posti non wala ka Senegal ning Gambia oversee parabe besring Senegal le barakana Gambia jam e mi tan dinna wala ko tulo min be Gambia mi atinna tol nata min muy la primary interest wala ko ila partner Woodside wala be Senegali side Sangomar then ilafta pour ni Gambia la side soto ibe min kala ni wolbe join lale ni join tay benale pour ye be drill together at the same time because tulol sutiyata nyolale yewo sutiya min ke nyola ni ba drill la a joko joint venture nying ibe expenses min kala pour ibe rixol min sambala je abe sonela la be chip lale instead of company do etra Senegalese side do etra Gambian side ibe etra drilling ke kan but ni joint together be drilling ke kan I mean what would be more cost effective so wala mun nila understanding ti niye min kacaje mi yitandinna bar kaca ko no fanan inana kay tandinna ko tulo min be Gambia mun tela boss ti kacha kono rek ba ko kanye, and it was serious. Akonye ko alla jande tulo mimbe jang jikita ko tulo mimbe jang akonye ning afuntita amaneta nyama anyanta to ko tola nyama kita wo nyama akonye Gambia is a very small country. Akonye within a few years Gambia be mulunale coming Dubai. Aya explain you wala nyam. Akonye barnak natra alman serious leadership soro, alman serious government soro, abe muntala le coming Nigeria. Konye be few people sort la mi alon ko wolbe fang enrich la je, ebe kodi jamal sort la be banko la fengo be sunyal. So won nak ngawo discussion ko a few times. In fact, wo kono fang itol tartang advice kan ka fonye ko certain places be je locations be je mini alon ko ba so guess la eta ya try pour si keno so je because ni asoto ninyin kumasta I mean abe kelab benefit minti ani ni tol nate be lafla pour ka tra dame bari a commitment ke pour wi lafta min invest lanum abe tale for $100 million for a start e koy $500 million landi la karala mi alon ko e pareta pour ka dundi Gambia ko nyego because nim pour ne exploration de start you are talking of billions of dollars, not dollars but billions of dollars. So obviously every war starter and nyin tarta normal for some 2 years. So until mang ye reporting means sotonum ani kamin fonte ani ninni tol sitan kamin fo ani nin government official ol sita min kaponu all indications ya itandile ko tulo wobe jele and tulo min beje amount min itel ka fonum ko abeje ni A1 A2 jibe e ka ko up to $1 billion barrels sitarano jele somewhere let's say from minimum of 600 million barrels to more than $1 billion barrels. Ni tata A2 ning A5 to bambo nyol be dame ngani samo pak woto nak jiko bi je ko wole fon siata bake woy kamin fonun je from 1.2 billion barrels dol kata for 3 billion barrels so kabrin teni be do ko lambe wolle hayma kanko at least wo nyanta sotono la Gambia so mbaji be kanko over 30 years isi drilling kenole tulo mimbe Gambia tuma do bato ate bannola so nyanta Gambia transform plan wole mun nun na expectation ti wole mun na jikoti wole mun na miroti nga wole moy fo kabring pa nata e be drilling ke kan nata labang amoy la ko A2 and A5 ko tulo mimbe je ima fo ko fan tulo te jede bari mimbe je ye min fo ko wolen ko is not commercially viable wolem ko tulo mimbe je ni lafta abondi laybe min ferela akunto tuma do a manjarala pour yewo be fereje mi atna nak iflata wo conclusion to wolem fu fenti mi alon ko mo nyanta ka wo ko nyininka ka ko jibe and mi atinna ko sobo warta rek moment need fan to be an expert in petroleum engineering or kalong coming ika exploration ke nyamen bari ko dol be common sense lem and a small research kerek ibaji bela ko Gambia la tulo ni ajibe Mauritania tulo sotole in fact nyim min so de ka fay ko Mauritania Senegal Gambia Bissau anin Conakry wo besin nyimbe tulo be jele gas fanan abe la jamato le so tulo be Mauritania le without a doubt abe Senegal le without a doubt abe Gambia fanan without a doubt andung abe Bissau nin Conakry le without a doubt yena will be Gambia le hapunta to be in the middle almost ajuka telebe o bankol tema so nimmimbe gas nin tulobe Mauritania abe Senegal pour yenare ki ya foko nga information min soto mi alonko was highly reliable not from a third party but in the formal katanu name president for an mittal because near Sambaje with 2 ambassadors from Western countries aning a representative of Tulo and Woodside what time Fafa Sanyang was petroleum ministry ning abentale they were very helpful petroleum commissioner ne daltale personally they were very helpful a lot of things exchange almost mini be petroleum ni be fenketale ni tata fane mini fenkete certain things mini alonko ika ni ka siale ko dol bije ntene namol ka kacale bari nte fango ya alonko fengo dol bije wol ibuka wo fonte fango wo mu commitol dammalle tati ini la partners bari ngalonko collaboration strong collaboration le betulo ni Woodside temanu because il laftal non pour ka partnership ke pour ka je ko nyindo ni tra Gambia wodo le tra Senegal andu ngalon ko nyin company famu Australian company lati ni data Sangamar Woodside min fanam je Australian company lam So put the dots together, rek. It's simple common sense. Ko itolle bota banku killing, ila banku la interest iba consider bakele, and as ikenole investors oli man ila kul man jam fanyola. But it's very simple, rek. Ning hani Gambia business la bota Gambia jam. Mo flol bota jam do sembo warta do ma sembo mo warbake. Itara puruka investment ke outside a country like Africa. Puru ida mali nyo moyno. I mean, ning African mima wo understand saying water itenga mirebe pre-independent fenkole mindset yewala sort of hani sign. So proximity fanan dula wo iman need fankake an expert. I mean, distance mimbe iflol tema. Ntalla welbe jami ani na border. Coming from no more than 500-600 about kilometers. Nin sanga mate mangalon kama 1,000 kilometers. But wo fanan jemal ka determine. Kontol Gambian sol ka determine bang. Ko itol mi ye interest soto je itol ka ko dame mu because territorial water sa ngalong with current technologies sino le ya jeko okay jamu Gambian water. But really fontol fo kato ketale by authorities pour ka jeko sanga marbe dame anin tolla tulo be dame ila distance community ko ila ritual be dame akatata na nyaadile na tulo be dame ani tolla tulo be dame ko ibentol tamalal. And me atinantaka for tulo bije and disappointed with government is two things. There are so many things mini alonko nkoimbe license nyini kannenu license nyi man sotono and me atna license man sotono the time is no fault of company ntenga mini represent. I mean they have the know-how, they have the capability, they have the finances, the funds, and we are experienced totally because yake dula dol tole mini alonko fang wolle warta Gambia. And nga information min sotun wo time ko jiko mimbe je ko tulo mimbe tolla side modo wole siata mimbe Senegal la side Sangomar la side comme nga information min soto den nka wole fo ali time nen tol nata si e wultare kon tol tulo mimbe je man si abar Senegal ta sinnole obviously mbaje la ko oto tumado baton tolla katole dasta anim fanan ni A1 A4 fanan jibe bering APC Africa Petroleum beriye block BP beriye la license terminate e ko beta arbitration la bari BP nata wol fana ye interest itandi koy lafta A1 lale block ñi mimbe santo e tarta je amin yela test drillings ke amin inata rek kabribe bondi la je fanan BP ye min foy ma foko tulo mantra Gambia andum mamira fay tolko is not commercially viable itoli ay tandila correct coming ibe doku min kela saying amina joko ila investment policy and ila portfolios in Africa ila ta wole reorganize la so ibota Gambia e nyanta jorol min kela e kodol jo tens of millions of dollars wo kodol tata da men ngalon kanyanta la petroleum or whatever line ministry, but that is another story. But comme na tulo akuo ajoko abelari wole nyam kabrum bulata no manak purun tol nga soto fo tulo ma soto no because company jamal lebe je min yalon ko wol fana ngalon iba apply kanun ibe bit kanun bari ka bidin jel ko min ka apply ajokole ko Mustafa Jamme dolbe je e kalon ne correct company lem min yalon ko they were not very serious because imang e kalo imam fensore simin keno ajoko ne Mustafa Jamme na tare kay gunjur petroleum register ajoko afana lafta drilling le kala anda jikita ko tuma do bata si keno ay license sotono so ngami suspect woto rek wolem ko tuma do bato petro team ay sifa min ke Senegal ajoko wo sifa lebe ke kan o ye wo sifa le ngani ka Gambia because obviously min joko oil drilling and exploration iba fo kan ko billions of dollars obviously nibe company invite la this first thing government yanta min kala rek wolen simple due diligence anyanta dol disqualify no lale very very easily konyul imang capacity soto even ka $5 million invest much more billions of dollars so bari ne will be bulaje rek bidin nyanta kela adileta moli submission ke nga writing ke nga follow ups ke for almost 18 months nga try pour ka direct negotiation fananke with the government and ko dolbe je wolte fo no la tay bari e kalon nen tol dal namol ma serious sometimes. Yes, namol ma serious sometimes. I mean, but pour tulobe jele, yes, without a doubt tulobe jele. Nga former president la diamo moyle kaitandi ko tulobe Gambia le ko Woodside or Sangomar mini beje be Gambia la tulo ta kanne wonte nte wo confirm no la bari nak ngalo ne ko it is a possibility and min nyanta wo stop no la ka wo ko indi ka bula ko no ma wolem government because kamin foko tulo nyimbiri tata e pareta tol pareta ya well nyin sille jemale be Gambia jam mi ya long min si wo confirm no even among the petroleum ministries because ngalo e canal nung e kan molta min ni katanyo la sometimes ye helicopter chopanyenta yeta jeto ka test be tested min kela but believe me ntenga min ni long I mean I can tell you maybe one person me along was very good petroleum commissioner I mean definitely he was always very helpful and through the ministry more be me anko better but most people are just lay people like you and I mammil lonje ma wole lonje hanibi so ni woli min fo rek I mean ibe wole accept kan bari ngalon ko natranu samatoni ngabe sindol to comme de kuol tonta around them Senegal le munun tolde tolle benun Senegal denum by now Senegal be tar la drill kan denun Senegal be they'll find a way pour kaje ko dal partnership yake nin Gambia tema kaje ko ye benefit no ngalon ko mado bato na mol longo man traje comme maybe imalon ke man faham roke wo is one thing ajokon na mol fanan imang confidence to imang life fan control ngafta point to us as Africans and as black people ko ngalam fan nako we can do things andu manyan na sonnam fango ya mimbeje mi ya lon ko wo alale wo nemo dinna mol kananan kannene ka benefit je ida itol mo dantan na mol ko ni ka collaborate I mean ka benefit at the expense of all Gambians the ordinary citizens so nying mi atin nante ba diamo kala ba ke fang kom ngamin kalamta je ngamil lonje ngalon ko I mean is very hazy among clear man senia ba ke ku jamal bi je min yalon ko ma wolfo min ni fanam bi je ya jel kon tolla man sakunda nin na mol ajoko a bit carefree man serious ba ke man seriousness je iman commitment je imaje ko lafta fennale kabulano ma ke ila interest protect bake and you know nyil min kana jang iman na jam puru ka gambianol makoy amanke komin lafta gambianol lale natale ka fevole kenya iman na puru ka gambia develop I mean inatale puru ke ila company develop ila shareholders will develop ye yanyol develop so ni tamu fengoti ite mambulela interest noma obviously tolla interest ne be Gambia janne e ba kala jende nata naka be damen to wolem ni mini be Senegal ye collaborate ini be collaborate la pour la interest and with Gambia they will care less o imam fenke wala ite wori la wala hani demanding so on tolle nyata o famla
Mr. Mani
yes
malum fonse interrupt demanding samba koma demanding based on former president ya Jamela Asason ko Benatuo Sunyakan. Give us a scenario where lonko ning rakomeng mosami rako ning natulo be sunyala be sunyala wole nyama. Yeah. Like me, the kamine miracle natale la pipe loje ba sabakan. So, but given the proximity may have for Senegal, other countries, and the size of our country, is it also possible exploration in Sangomar can have impact on our oil given the distance? Is that a scenario or Yamira come very explosion kedame koye well seal? Is there a possibility that even though koya seal, it is not abiye pipe le keje. What are the scenarios men be ni ya mobe ya la assassin tala on his face value? Give us scenarios men is in oil sunyano nyame.
Okay. Is in oil sunyano nyame as kominte fong mimira anin tartamin jibe kan.
Okay.
Wolem ko dulal min ka partnership ke. Yes, recently alum Senegal ne Mauritania. Ibe joint venture ke kan puru ila gas in Mauritania. That is closer to home. So iba ke kan nyame wolem ko min ni be do kula je. Ajoko between Mauritania and Senegal. Ila gas ol katata nyolale o ye nyomale. So be min ke ka wolem ye traje itema iba bondla Mauritania ba bondla Senegal to make it cost effective. Because of the proximity, yalo natran coming nyulla oil well abe all the way in Dakar. Ntolla oil well be let's say kato mafangola. Iba fula koy jamfata nyola bakel. Then ite sutiala nyola. But me atin na nyindi amosi ata wolen they are too close for comfort. Wolem isutiata nyola bakel. And because isutiata nyola bakel, means keno wolem ko bako non tolla moment traje. Ntolla moment tra supervision ke kanje. Rig nying ya ke damen isi to low tanole for more than a kilometers away. Because rig nying adipentale ya kenyame rek ajoko coming ila piping ni lafte ila isi boholo soto but isi piping ke ite lafta ita distance minto. Malam foya understand le. Bohol masingo sitrad la kilimto. Bari pipe hole ilafta aida abetaro kela damen adaste telebul o ilafte la piping le la nyame. So nyimu kolongole timini yalonko they are too close to each other. So Sangamar si taranole Sangamar isi piping kenole Senegal ika Gambia la fenko sor tulo sor. The other thing is isi taranole fang even Gambia la side because remember nyimu bordalti hanin na land borders mini yalonko fang ikatata nyola. Niaji be Gambian in Senegal tema either na northern side or na southern side. I mean bladol bije ka jahas le foy buka lonno. Isi bondi Gambia dun Senegal italonna isi bondi Senegal dun Gambia italonna so mol ke la cordal fangolo cordal dolbe je hanin tol fanka moy dolbe je mini alonko Senegalese lange ka cordal lo Gambia kono so obviously rig nying si tarano Gambia la side le anda si keno nyuli be je wato minna collaboration si tarano ida malte male kaje ko oil nying ka foka silta ida one aman sil na silta bari nyanta min ke la foka je ko rig nying asi Gambia tulo sotono wo should be very easy mi alonko it should be a possibility mi alonko momanya na a discount yo bari mi atna itol mi ni afoko itol lafta minna wolem ko ye partner soto in Senegal and Gambia ye tre tema ye tra fenko la drilling la je na tra la partner kilimbe je and the other one min nyanta tra la Gambia la side wo bote ila bankole to wo natata ala siamimbe the other side Senegalese side ayo wafi for a substantial amount of money mi yalon ko ni afu mo yalon ko ni bela sia wafi le tuma do bato imanya na wo sifa sotola so inyante fanyinen kala munatna woodside be premium jola nyulia pour que la sia soto so tuma do bato benefit le bije mi yalon ko iba soto kanne so ntela miralote either one ikatata nyola nyamin isitano le to Gambian territorial waters ikata ma wala keda bari comme possibility ise tarano Gambian territorial waters iba drill kanje ntol malo ni ko nyakoy be Senegal le ntol ba mutala koy be Senegal le because itol drone be je andum Senegal as a country hani wali along I mean muni atene tol ba plan tole ko nyina be keri I mean there are other possibilities mini along ko man lafika wolf because of better personalities lem and but anything is possible hakil mal ni afo rek collaboration jamal titraje between companies and it can be between individuals it can be between I mean na stakeholders
so what would be the solution one do we need to acquire independent expertise to assess the impact of the Senegalese oil drilling on the Gambian oil resources? Is that something you're thinking of?
Ngamira wole be kela a possibility because dolbe je for year long ko nying si oil industry nying nibe oil business kono excuse my language, but ni meke ku ni manke mafia ti. Ite anola back or upstream or downstream. Mafia ya tiate je back. I mean, and the 7 big petroleum companies, alonko ibe kanyo moil. Ibe kanyo kalamtale. And ibe they are almost ibe mu Western companies so leti teletamu ibe oye siaso to jail to bakel. So obviously, ibuka nyo batandi bake or kanyo protect le. There's competition between them, yes, but there is also a big collaboration between
them.
Them. Me along quite independent company lata me along at least nyulute influence nola. Puru enough time for your phone. Because at the moment Gambia is at the market because ntolman capacity nyosoro.
Exactly.
Man ability nyosoro ntolta alonola. In fact ntolte chopa soto nola mfangwa iponga taje. So mimbe ke kanje ntola representative teje. Mimbe come lori nyeje kajibe munebe kerinje. So obviously mimbe jere wole nyel mi alon ko be drilling la je. And wole mini ben
We lost connection.
Yeah, I think it's got incoming call again.
Incoming calls, yeah.
This is interesting revelation, Moro. Asembo Tabakele,
It's depressing, even very depressing tobacco.
It is certainly is, because near GB, I have followed the Amokonoko, and in Minnika Kate ko, Nin Tulo, Tata Nunquan and the Talanyame, Bekudo Falamia Lonko, Gambia Bakela Bank Cotton. But he
so don't need. Yeah, hello.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So on Fulman representative soto jeto. Min si tranye je kaitandina ko nyine be kering. Bari ngalu na ko Senegal o Woodside wolta fenkino la sombe min keno la wolem nga independent company soto. Min ya lon ko saji ko mang relation soto to these companies. Pour wolye na kantol makoy kajibe nyani wonte unless nga Senegal engage no. Because nga lon ko natra nun Senegal bento la situation no. They will find a way pour kaje ko ka Gambia government contact kadiamuye kaje ko na interest panangye protect. In fact hanatra pang tulo mimbe je yemin discover eko is fabe dame ma fon drong because imang A1 A4 fang it will be dame A2 A5. Hanatra eko is not commercially viable. But inyanta folal nung I mean, Munatineko is not commercially viable. But it only there was about 3 billion barrels. In fact, 1.2 billion barrels you offer. But Haniata at a minimum, 1.2 billion barrels. Near Senegal, GB sign last year, 2024, more than $950 million all sort of revenue from oil exploration. This year, 100,000 barrels every day. New will continue to be means of 2 billion US dollars still. So obviously not 1.2 billion barrels lebe Gambia. Ye will quantify the tulola barrel benyaming. I mean in the global market. Tulo besaying is more than $70. It's sometimes $70 a barrel. Sometimes I katale for $100 fang na climb tobacco. So ye wojibe Gambia nyanta min sotono lebe fola. So anyanta jarla Gambia government ye pengo belale. And companies will be the mini alonko they are independent. They will be independent of Woodside. Many along see engage no attend cost la wo kodi jamala and wol finance in Senegal ni Woodside ya ko seriously Gambia paretale puruka an independent company ta many bena puruka drilling ke and wol ni nyulma nyoso to fenna tuma do batom be different results to lale bari tulo mimbe Gambia min fo natra mbulata noma I mean anyanta kodo min soto la wo nyanta Gambia transform no lale I mean, for generations to come. So walatin manyana tala for granted. I mean, manyana sila at our comfort zones. Ta bularek ay tambitan kujamal si keno nyunkono ko dol bije is wolfole ko dol bije ite wol dol fonola. Collaborations katra mol damal temanole. Because near Jibe Gambia corruption may be carrying even downstream. even downstream mako comme upstream baltore bari ka tulo mi yalon kon ka oda nan ya samba nan within the Gambia ya jindi ya wafi ngamira 2021 nalta tal yaji be petroleum scandal mi yalon ko aketa pen mi yalon ko manke comme nga ko nyame rek third party information or second person ngalon ne minni keta jemalle involved I mean it's too early pour kako modol fulan sa fo wonya because min keta inte ka fale manke politics and we have pen mi ko we have evidences and ko dol beje ningi ya fo juna rek ikele lal be siala bakel bari nga tol lonne downstream sector min yalon ko involved amount so ngelonne so ni wokeno at that level much more upstream mi yalon ko we are talking of billions so negligence be jele yes na authorities ye negligence jamale ke je but still as rectify nole ka je ko kata company solta mi yalon ko at least ni nata jikita ko woldel be objective nyilte influence la isi Gambia ma ko pour ka je ko tulo min beje ida ni Senegal joint venture soro o ngalon ko hanni ni man joint venture soro jikital ko tulo min be wo area to rek wo block sol tema wo Gambia dama isi explore nole yalon ko annafa be min sambala nan Gambia tuma do bato Senegal be min ke kata sialade.
Okay.
Mr. Mane, nying bilay nying is like a heartbreaking taledal aka abarafa warta dal abarafa warta because they even yimbe explain kan and they na question be kala muneti wole muko munemu problem o fo man sakunda metela expertise tano in this process. Metela expertise tano in kolto because ya mentioned ko one time you in president of mitale which means ko if ya lo itelem jamati ila expertise be nyina ila londo be daming munatina brin 2017 ni mansa kunda fita munatina imang experts so because saying we are almost 8 years hani ya for expertise tentol bulu alinga kodo invest ngata mol kiyeta karangoke oil and by now at least mahana bekela mo fula sabati mba sotolale ile alko they have this in this area munati masakunda mam fenke abe siri dorong because we know they are very corrupt. We know ko londo te president no bulu ama wondo soto ama call understand ama call bondi nyamo ko no atebe siri je dorong abe men sotola and that's it. Idi amira munim problemoti because ning ko serious tale because ning kombe oil explorer hani expertise akamunta ko masoto bijeli bari mesoto or maybe la expertise mamfutan nsulata ko la dame ni nga banku dingol soto koite ulita bitata je ni diamza ndenga expect le nu at least ibeta la leke part of some kind of a team me alonko we makwel hani email a company ta email the company you are partnering ta but at least ibeta la console to advise what is the problem here?
Big problem ti comme ngana ni tata ngani Senegal difference for do mandere pour ya understand Senegal emang wo even it all from wo capacity sort pour ka drilling ke on their own I mean woman traje I mean and technical experts mini alon ko sitano je ye mol soto mi anko ye samba training la ni aji be former president la time ay mol kinun Taiwan pour yeta nyi dol be tata petroleum story because what time I understand ko tulo mimbe Gambia andung quantity nyim fine ya mera ko mimbe je anabe impact min sotola Gambia to ko la na mol kinu so mimu problem ti in any country pour yeta nyato rek believe me it has to do with leadership minni be nyato adi pentale ila vision muminti ila jero muminti ila fahamro muminti an hani la korda kono hani la suwo kono minni mu leader je the father and the mother banim fa natra itolyewo carefree attitude le soto imedingol tako nyin direction lem den te de nganna dimbaya jela anina korda lafta be develop la be kela tenne be discipline la tenne be kulula tenne be karandila tenne pour soma isi nyatota sotono berna e bulare ka te itel be la interest da mano even more from yajibe ya break down to the lowest denominator and more as individuals in the household nimman good leadership sort of mere foresight to direct I mean wo family jama I mean ning alame de maya mostly ika fail so in a country nimmin beje fanan as a leader inyanta faham ro kala bakela wolem ko setto sako minni kumayata inyanta longo kelale at least adoyata nyawonyang minni beje be koto inyanta alnal ko be min ke kan danaka ye 75-80% be understand ersay nata ite man fengol understand ye fan soran mol fananna e femba min yalon ko wol ila interest jamamu minti wolem ajo ko greed rek anin corruption so beje as a figurehead iman direction so obviously moment traje min nyanta mol lead la kaytandila ko as a nation beta kan janne nini ta nyan nata nyin industry to gambian tol nyanta min ke because entenga mira at a bare minimum kabri ya foko tulobe je government nyanta la nyinal ko yes nyile men fo nun ko wala be je A1 A2 ye quantity min fo A3 A2 A5 ye quantity min fo o wala be je yes wala be je hannata at a minimum wala be je ntol nyanta mum ferele kala anin nyanta jamaale sambala nan ko kaaje ko nsi mol train bari mol min be je ye longo fanan ke domanding anin gambian sol min yalon ko be outside the Gambia I mean ye londo soto nyin karola si invite no nyaadi le yenanan and some of them found ila advice they'll do it for free.
Yeah, we have one
in the diaspora millionaire consult rek they'll give you free advice, free service because of love of country. So inyanta will see fale engage la I mean yenake advice. Ani kabrim fa nata nim fa after withdrawal anu. Kabri war time lang ndenga mirak anim BP fang kabri war time le nyanta consultation kala jani ni be agree la. Barajo ko ning itolla jero mumin trek wolembe kodo min sorokan. Bari company min nata tens of millions of dollars dealer. I mean, nita man faham. I mean, imalonko what is at stake? You're talking of billions of dollars over time. So near 10 million, $20 million detailer. I mean, iteka minjere golem control bemfang and rich la nyaming. I atrako the bigger picture inya mantra wokan. So obviously, just yemira rek munat na tuwabol bena yewo $50 million plus. Ka spend one company kana ka spend in the Gambia pour nyin tulo la kola. Just pour kana rek lunkile rek ay nay ko femman traje. I mean, you think of it. Because Petronas birim 80% sort of 40% wafila Petronas ya. Will ye kodo minjo, I mean, too far. I think it's more than $30 million or close to $50 million. Kur ye wo sort of I mean, altol baby in the Western countries. Like, I mean, yeah, America, those people, I mean, mimba tinale, ye even $10 million, $20 million invest. Tulo la kota ata imanji ko sotoje. I mean, wo ite woke la back because min rek ibe report le deal la wo report nying ibuka siya mol betema and some of the reports I can tell you hana government from bukesor wo idama le tema wo report niyo soto ika wa file fam pour moyata rek aya jibe because dolla mol report do be je kabri solatala I mean ya request ndefam wo report ntemaje bari tol damal le kata yela assessment ke la expert sol ya jibe so based on that lay ikapare pour ka invest yonta nga minni represent ni wol nata ye wol be check foy pareta e koy $100 million put aside $500 million yi pareta le wo loto de $100 million then ko $500 million wo be la rin karala le pour kana ka do ko saya so obviously mi atine be parela pour ka wol beke seriously ya jël ko prospect nyimbe jele so seriousness mantran tolle la side I mean, lack of leadership, greed, ninga small amount direct, ajoko mol camera ko, I mean, dunia be danta wala rek. So ajoko mol, they are so selfish. A lot of people, amanke mol beted, but nim mol selfish so much, I greedy so much. Camera ko itola primary interest moment wolem ke fang enrich. Atra nyenata bankola kola. Ajoko wole atin nambe situation men kono. But nak amanta be hani saim because Senegal ye drilling start just recently. I mean, foi ka Gambia la tulota, foi bukama.
Mr. Mane, sorry, somebody is asking a question. You come in to cooperate with Senegal. I follow for Senegal authorities. I'm to cooperate, knowing providing information or knowing how beneficial oil exploration is. Somebody's asking that question.
No, anyanta kenola le alon bankol tema adventale relationship mimbe mol tema. Gambia ajoko president sontol nin Senegal le nyanta the best relationship sotla. I mean, because geography lay working. War is nature. So in the leadership, in the government in Senegal leadership, they should have the best of relations. Ning ataranun tolla mol ifhamta inyayelta kabring time in former government be Senegal Macky Sall mol be anis tolla president la relationship lo ne bari ka ko doko nin ko tolam moy doko ni ko to imanya na korla hani fennaje. So obviously government sitano Senegal le ya tandila ko mimbe caring suspectale ngana doubt sotole andunga understand ko tuma do bato Gambia la tulo albata kanne kay tandila ko honestly and frankly kon tolning altol be mbebe nyinne bo kulle to alnin Mauritania minke ali arrangement minke lafta the same arrangement de la jang because ngalon ko yes abe keno lale al sitrano Senegal e ka Gambia la tulo ta bar mimbe bete ala wolen ko Gambia ni Senegal ye collaborate hannin tol ka 30% nka wole soto tulo nyinto min ka bondije at least imagine $950 million last year ani 30% tol nga wole soto nunje you're talking of more than 200 million close to $300 million.
Yes,
What would have a big impact. Bari adipenda kachale bulu amanke Senegal atakele la interest because banku ikela interest la saf amanke tola interest pour ye na ye favor ken tolye o Usman Sonko Jomai o la government kana ka fonye ko ha alla tulomba taka ni arrangement min traje abete ate tolto obviously the continue la walla a simple common sense for security Senegal ma foko outside security min beje be bondi la ila banko kan Namre foko mini beje from France and Americans and others be bole ila banko kan so bari tolla state house ko man traje bari imanna nan ya fon tole ko itoli be minke ka wolem ke la interest noma ka security mini an ko manke Senegalese ke bondi je bari manna ka fon tole ka alnyanta Senegalese sol fanam bonda je so obviously tenay konye ko tulo min banal te man si joint venture kenol ka sotono surtout natra mim mol ka mim mira wolem ko iben na tulo ta kan nole so tolle betangan na kelo kem faye bari yes is possible bari inside andila ko natra emam possible it all man pare pour ka collaborate na other companies to mini alon ko they should be independent of na other countries gibe mi alon ko they have the ability ngata I mean Iran nyol China nyol Russia or nin la western country minna
hani japongo Mr. Mane no way until nga trial nung we got Aka Solution malum foye lonne Aka Solution is the largest oil company.
Yes.
They are interested in the blocks.
Yes.
They introduced that time Fafa was there. They introduced the vice president of Aka Solution. They introduced, but for frustration, okay, those people disappear because it was so much. We can't understand. Labango people were more toleko. You know what? Altol Gambia has a call understand. But we don't have any money. We just bring people.
Yeah.
Even no way, Jang. Ning Gambia no way man sakunda kontako. Ngani situation so don lafta ale makoy in terms of capacity building. That's no way. Stavanga have na oil baby Stavangale. And we have a whole town with oil and gas and everything. We have a Gambia member jam fanang. Me along ko Stavanga akadoko ke oil and gas fanang. Made a life there. I remember we had a meeting 2 years ago.
Yeah.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs. Then we brought the businesses, put a near meet. One of the businesses, that company must be a daughter company of Petronas because they are called Petronur. It's Ultomo Petronas. So Nila CEO and the partners in England in Atanang near meetings. Ni data ko e coming for. It's all funny for they are in talk with Gambia Petroleum House, Lemfo Petroleum.
Yes.
But it was not a data but what they were shocked was data
exactly.
After data the problem is that oil express is expensive. Instead of it start from scratch, it's new data fabulu, then it's who's no ya jube ya muneke mune wrong ta mune nyanta nyanta no sotono. That's what ila CEO told for. They're saying that likewise they're in Senegal. They are shocked because Senegal, Mansakunda have all the data.
So
So what you're talking about this thing, and another thing, Mr. Mane, Menka, very sad and it's irritating even to be a Gambian. It's so painful. Gambian dingo tifang adimina wartale. Katu president no, nyindia mo bebe kehering. Nga mo ya ba fola ko ha abe mol terindila because at that terindiro la kamol abe terindila. Ako mo ya fola ko ay mo la tulota di Senegal. How can a president at that level even look at terindiro kala when mo la nyine kala instead of you address even mol terindila because I work at akis wolela. I don't know, Mr. Mane. I just even don't know.
No, exactly. I come important. Wolem pa information min katrebulu. Wala nanka fa information dolbe je wol han government fong. Ajoko e kamindi government la. And then sometimes it only min kata ni manke government mi alon ko nyaayel tarek. E kamindi la kadasal. Wala nanka fa intel haninte fong wo time e kamin share. Wolbe je le mi anko wo information min ka share. Information do beje wo idamal le ka share nyotem. Wala nanka fa collaboration katra idamal temale. Petrona ye wo information totally from far. Because eventually it only 40% of the new 40%. So in that 50% each. But what data in fanan dolla mol fanan ngalon ko ilafta data minanum information totally. But what data in ikasan minna is a lot of money. In fact, one yanta tarla government le fangabulnum as a source of revenue. Because you mean for drilling expensive so niming follow tata. I mean woye ala testing ke I minge ala findings ajoko I wo soto wo report nya mam jarite ta ye wo repeat ko tenke so isinete ala ya sambar wo nyanta tarla government fanam bulle because government la agreement ni nyanta kelaminti wolem ko ni tata rek ni if you find out nyanta report ni dila government ale I tra government bulu and we told man na purka wafi to any other party momo la fa purka sang inyanta tala government le pour ya sang wala mu commune ning Senegal difference denunu hani sain e baaji la mol benana ne amin ni la tamin rek beta na government le woli adila an nyanta mol sut la mi alon ko fana isa interpret nole kay tandi ko tulobe nyaadi le prospect min beje amin anin different oil wells nyanta sim farming kala nin nyanta min consult la so but the problem is yemin ko frustration le beje entel fo frustration jamal encounter kabringa try because that no mina wala pour ka license soto because first ba start la wala ni alawe license to bari nyindo ni mina alon ko ela test drilling ke ela report ni ikawole use bari pour ka license soto for almost 2 years ba no ma soto and amanke ko interest ni man trajere interest was there to invest that much money bari ma soto no le rek and I'll tell you something not the Gambia manta fenfula about the Gambia but memu ntela boss na be siring pour ya understand ni diam ta hakil mal rek balon nale lundo la konye ko atata num France and then one former Senegalese president adima ibenta France itata restaurant be dinala woya tandala ko ningi lafta pour ya le license soto sa yefen ko dina $5 million albe license soto la ngadi am hakil mal le because ngalo molbe ka kam moel ning ilafta license lanum jang there was a way as a photo no nyame I believe there was a way as a photo no nyame bari nying company minting represent mi tandina wolam ko he told ila company wo is against their policy
yes
puru kata ka mol bribe in fact ya ponye fay ko ning alafta nil either Eastern European countries or Lebanese or other people me anko the mafia sika wasifal ke they can give I mean millions of dollars if you barin tol komi tol buka wasifal ke so pour ya understand rek ntol dal seriousness man taraje I mean it was an opportunity it's a missed opportunity me alon ko na negligence lem I mean greed lem ko si nyanta min kala ni akeno on time ngamira to denum bimba ko kan ko better la tulo drill lale but because of ila negligence and malum puje male dunta ako kono bari atinale dal pa ila banta bolaje anunga lunko ila boje ay nafal because yela sialmi wafi on the other side yeah wafi at a premium price level so momo hakilo so take nyanta lon ko dal I mean in Tolbe we are all informed people so there is something fishy
and then Mustafa Mbala Drong is like this thing just gets me crazy. I am sorry for taking everything. Mr. Mane, just going back to Ngalong Aziz demanding Nininka Jele, because last week, no, 2 weeks before, we have Noah Sise, Noah Sise is an accountant, and he's really into this oil thing, and he was really giving us to understand it. In that conversation, I explained look far for look a breach ledger in block A2. So it's a me you could understand, and of course you've had some experience working. Yemuneje fala wo diamoto kafuko ila finding olko ye breach letter je block A2.
Yeah. Comme minketa nying oil la kuo coming for it is very fishy. Ntol coming belo rek kabondi ntela kabondi president Kajina Nduma. So I can tell you 99.9% of the Gambians. Yemin belo ngere golem yemin fony. Yemin report because itolle kataje. Itolle along ikaminkeje. Itolle along yemin find. Sometimes out of a slip of the tongue or unless nini deal directly. Ekalon na koy be pudole ke kanje. Between them and many alonko I follow taje. So nte suspect alako, I mean something is not right somewhere. That is my gut feeling. Min ketaje, min ni akeje, munat ne akeje, ininje malle ba ke kanje. Wolen the question tinte finger point no to anybody. But I believe komol bejele mini alonko they are benefiting from they were benefiting from this thing, this arrangement. I mean because min nika kerek wolem ko company ika set up minke wolem ko sometimes you have other companies me alonko they are minority shareholders. In fact ikadol for me alonko they are very 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 small amount.
Yeah.
Pasi trajele wood side yet the other side. Pani wood side yet lafi ka collaborate. And it and therefore ni lafta isi se asoto isi interest to no jen. Puru yeah understand. Let me give you Petro Team as an example in Senegal. Your license sort of for a few $1 million. Inata Wafi for more than $250 million. More than $200 million sort of profit. Then royalty me nyanta sort of as dividend for the next what time we are arranging for another 30 years. We better for close to $10 billion $10 billion. Inyanta also. Imagine woman ke Senegalese. But nag ni lafta Petro Team normala. Iba jelal ko offshore companies so lebije. Mi alon ko wole siyaso to jele. Wol fanan other companies ye siyaso to jele. Wol kono nak ndeyni Mustafa nin dola siyabe jele. Malon for I understand coming for.
Yes.
So wo company will be jele. Yes, ite be company mi moyla rebe wole to moyla. Bari equal ka work wole nyama. So fa si tarano jela. Fa be interest la. Altol fanam be interest to. Atrantol taltol jela because be fadro ne jela wolle be nyato. So
I had some situation also to Nongjang Fanang, one company, Malong Konung, is the Norwegian shipping company. It's the largest shipping company. We worked with them, and then Nibe Diamula, and then there was another company, Nimmel Sonka, and I was complaining about them. Little did I know, they even have the largest share. So CEO Konyoko, okay, now I understand you have problem. I can talk to the CEO. Anyway, I've given we have share there. We have the largest share. There's a lot of things hidden that you don't know in the outside, you know.
So, Mr. Mane, I don't know if I can jump in here.
Yes, please go ahead.
But it seems to me like Gambia government is satisfied with selling license and ning imari mang license utilize, that's fine. So yeah, they are earning something. But come from your wallet nintiko, menuka license sang adun ibukana na explore kana miracle importer fennali. Because a company may alonko a license sang, he collected some data and he has the potential to sell that data. I mean spend I mean spend license kuna, he's gonna get more than that.
Absolutely.
What
Absolutely.
we should not, Gambia government should not be satisfied just for company Natalie, a 20 million Joe for a license among explore. Nothing is happening to our oil fields. So that's fine.
Exactly.
What you are now telling me is that there is more than what we think is there.
Yeah,
is that
absolutely. Absolutely. You had me right. You had me right. Munatin the BP bena your interest of blocks A1. Your tens of millions of dollars investigate. You will lunkili rek. Iko dal itol ila investment ni la diversify la so be bola nyintole ma interest to nyi sector to kotenke. I mean name multi mi alon ko I hakilo warta smarta. I mean it should ring alarm bells. Munat na fa benaje. Petronas benaje. They spent more than $50 million. I mean government I community dealer dollars wali amuta ko mukubalti. For a few years, ye wuli rek iko femman traje. But yena moy across the border. On the other side, iteni minni yalon ko kabring akube fokam first time. Ila oil potentially ko amansietati. Ko inata moy say wol tata no wol be ta drill kan no. Itala potentially ko is not commercially viable. But inata je ko wolning minni be the other side. In fact, ye interest to fanantole. Ko ila interest wafi woto at a premium price. Is momo hakil materek inyantela doubt so le manya satisfy la wo response la.
Yes.
Yemin dila ani $100 million dila. Wo manya ne satisfy la. Even $1 billion near wole di Gambia la. Oil nyim potential mi ka fa beje. Wo drum manya nan tol satisfy la. Because potential min beje, if you're talking of $1 billion over the years, I mean near be coming for petroleum be 1 year nika 100,000 barrels a day. In Senegal, it be 2 billion plus or no. So obviously, maybe more than $2.8 billion, close to $3 billion.
But
Nintol hani $1 billion ninga also to no. Julo min bebe Gambia la tomorrow about 4 years wo fang be jono laiba.
But Mr. Mane, now they are saying last week also, 2 weeks ago, when Noah also was here, now government give FAR, they don't pay any lesson. They can do whatever they want. That's what government told them. I mean, it's like the lack of patriotism, the lack of care by President Barrow. Because I'm just going direct to the president. President Barrow, man Gambia, man care Gambia la kuto, adate Gambia la kuto, adate Gambia dingo la kuto. Because President Barrow saying ako, ite wo interpret nyadi le ko fa saying masakunda ko ite lansino jola koteke do whatever you want you will dila ngomi tate ya bari ite lansi fana jola ite fenkela you will interpret nyadi le that is the arrangement sign menketa
no minketa rek ngan well two things ku fulale beje follow faham balia long balia bari momin ko moliye ko amano
yes
obviously nyantal nala ko amano bari fo will nyimbe jele because hani fengo nima no at the job you can train at the job bari fengo fanan coming ni care so much. I mean if you're patriotic yela banko kano ila tela banko la anila banko dingol ko do beje anyanta jarle ne to go the extra mile. Especially ne opportunity mi alon ko I mean comme ni sifa amansia definitely wo anyanta jarle fengo belale wo ko ku be kekan comme ni la relationship inyanta correction le inyanta doubt la anu nyinam area ti mi alon ko anyanta jarla nu kabulanu ma pour one ate fango ya faham kendeke and ngay molta min alon ko be sincere and honest advice di la Many alonko they are Gambians. Unfortunately, war is lacking. Ni wo lakta amen nata je ko tolla interest momenti bake wolam pour ibe min soto la rek so a joko mimbe kala banko la nyaato tati wo fenko mata abala mimbe kerin Gambia abala fa wartale ni mu Gambianti amen yalo mimbe kerin ite hanyla be fola I can tell you coming ngamin ni kalamte be kerin jam ni afo mole tumado bata before the end of the month molbe wulale mama mini alon be kerin nin kamin fo if there is 100 nkamin fo abukata mi 25 30 la because ko dol bi ta hanyla wol fala fam
okay Mr. Mane kumata jambake nyim fanna pour nga jang ko indi demanding bari mbela fala priem ma ko e ku kirena because ni jang ayen sula bakele anni nga jarta tol le nyanto fola ngamara ma ko e tol to because ni wonde name am same cool be manela nyin cool kono bakele because saying ngamira nyone ne sa nyanta kanyanal jibe modol ya lon ne be tawring because he locks ka so min keje wala ka nemo keje so jang nga mas jang yalla ko blok A1 anim 4 wala be ñoy santo nen duma wonde
A1 A2 A1 A4 ha A1 A4
A1 A4 wol be ñoy santo nen duma so jamalle ye woldi jamalle la
wola banta APC le bulu den after BP nata wolto
so jamalle be woto sign then
sign them birim BP exita mamoy mi yadi min na folo
so je tulo bi jele fatije
tulo be jele nka fo wala ko tulo min be je min haymata minimum 600 million barrels e wala fonu up to 1.2 million up to 1 billion barrels on
okay but sign okay A1 aning A4 ani sign tulo bi jele andu wolni sangomar be ñobala for kodi
in fact sangamar abenyamen aning A2 A5 le kon katata ñola bake bara jokolo ko A1 A4 then A3 A2 A5 then sangamar be A2 A5 ye santolale bara joko niyaji be block ñing ay A1 la ma fango male domandi
okay
bare sangamari be damen ma fango la woning A2 le fon katata ñola
okay so A2 and A5 yodi jamal la
A2 A5 fabe woleto
okay so fabe A2 A5 so currently
A2
as we speak fale bi jeteng
labanta falebulu yes ngamin kalamuta alabanta falebulu
they said up to September 2025 that's the contract free contract do whatever they want there till September 2025 that's what Nuha told us last time when he was here
yalo eka time frame le dealer ista for ko 2 years 3 years 5 years ibela test drilling kala le yela results also to the nita fo ay tan ko dal ñing sign tulo mimbe je nga confirm le pareta pour ka drilling ke then isina negotiation ke ama comme nin tulo funtita ite nyanta jelle sot la ite nyanta jelle sot la bari ka time deal ale wo time yin nak ni ma ke I mean sometimes close ka tragile pour ka renew or sometimes afo ko ni wo expire ni mam fenke rek then contract nya be terminate lale so wala keta APC tala
Mustafa mbala li jandorong janni bita Mr. Mane fabe je abe drilling ke kan andu saying along ko is confirm ko imantara fenjola so mansa kuna pen benefit je for now of course we are hoping in data nata but if mantara je so jamale bi je ka fa monitor gambe dingol to o gambe mansa kuna to meli along ko ibe fa monitor la ka je ko because nte last time ko no habijan ka ko nuwa gambe nol be wuri kay ba fala ko Senegal na tulo sunya but nte fa ba fo kaneko man la fafana asike na tulo sunya itol fana technically I don't have the knowledge but I just got the feeling ko fafana ye tulo sunya so say nim fabije ye tulo discover foita tano bang or foita kudo keno la me alon ko tol malon je because jamale bije member te monitor with the knowledge with the technical knowledge the know how the farm monitor la kaje ko they know fabe menke kan iba je kan iba lonna be menke kan na dulato
nimbe nyamen a joko sangamar be niaji be Woodside be Senegal la side la famu inin famu la junior partnership fa be Gambia la side fa la banta min fo la Gambia wolem ko tulo min be jang is not commercially viable wolem ko itol manta ka drilling ke kolon komi manta drilling ke la in fact ka mention fanko tuloñing a tiltale time wood side la side paye interest soto je ila wo interest ya wafi wood side ya wood side be oil drilling la ibe ila exploration ibe drilling la sign ibe tulo bondi kan fo ika wafi kabirin 2024 so obviously ntolla side mimu fo Gambian o be jele ba mi yalo mimbe caring not that I know of andumma mira abe caring because one puriyetano jeto mimbe sambala je ibe chopale tale e samba je wo time moy tol kananu jenne all the time inin chopal inila expert hol ibetaje ba check la bari time nte ma mira mokataje because drilling from mantra kekan so ntol mang ntol mang ajora mo soto sign purunga mo samba je drilling yemin fo wala minni ba kekan wala wood side andu yemin fo wala wolbe Senegal la side le hanni nata iduntan tol la side idunta Gambia la side iba fenke kan tol te fenne lonna je
Okay, Allahu Akbar.
a jokole ni be no we rek iko e korda soto jang ilafta korda la e mobe je akoy ko hanga korda fenkele nga kuntu yenne abe kumol fole aka kumol min foye ite man na jang ima kulong andu ima mo soto jang min si ku foye no min be caring obviously woy min foye te ke la moy wolla rek bar min be caring manke kilinte so asila korda fa hotano le la keno aya wafi koma so ite ni nata lumina le ba taralije ko a yara fan nyil kamin fonye ko keno be jang nga wafi la so obviously mimbe kerin rek amang senea
okay
wo
amang senea abadi bolo kono okay
yes
fine mako ba ngambulo chodi mo la killing because kumata jamba kele lafta kalom ngambulo chodo kuma saimba Mr. Mane because sabi nyamen dem fonse wuli nyokama because ko bitaka nyamen itene mini be kachada wolmo expertol le woltata banku jamala de ko ne nale nyintulo maraku for generations to come Gambia mamira handing ko le abatale ja jama baba nyatel
yes
makay nimbe chodiro kala mbambulo chodila jamala ka fo ko hey moro alten ko akayan dala sai
min ton simin foyno je walam kombe government le blame la in general because individual ita fono la I mean mi ya lonko ay decision ke o asonta because at the end of the day government le ba decide kan government le ka license di ilafta di la minna itol
oops ngamira Mr. Mane lost lane
wo kumo tenkundi ka to niaje nga Mr. Mane
I think we lost Mr. Mane
ali wo kumo tenkundi
no but Aziz akumada bakele pour nyelom because you know it's about time pour molia long muna ba ñing jamal le be ñing ko koma Aziz fay mamira
but Mustafa, for me I think the whole thing should be just the government. The president should be held accountable.
Yes, but I really wanted us to look at this properly. There is lack of capacity for Bejela manke coming. Of course, there would be attempts for personal gain, but the bigger picture is lack of capacity in terms of coming member nanying analyze lanye properly. The statement called na oil is not commercially viable can make sense. That's not to say is the quality or even the quantity, but given the proximity between us and Senegal, it might be commercially, it can make commercially good sense. Kajeko, we have a joint venture.
Yeah, but Aziz digital
Aziz, I don't think
wood size.
There's lack of sorry.
In wood size can you moy foi ka work and it all be bokol ko doning ko re buta sade kili buta bongo killing fa and wood size ko is not commercially viable but itata in wood side be dilka
bari be dilka on the Senegalese side ka wole fo
but they wanted to also collaborate on the Gambia side as well.
Yes, but Gambian for when you look at what is happening
sorry what malo muneketa wodo lusta connection la jele
yalon corruption ni ka kari wo fo Gambia ni afodre be lus la
Ita no ikasambale. Cheko ako yala wasa mo ay abulule.
Yeah, networking for some reason connection. Bari come coming for. Ibediam can let's say this is upstream. Well, mini be puruka drilling ke exploration. Downstream wolem puruka jako ka petrol sambananka odananka sambananja. Near remember in 2021, just before elections, there was a crisis, a scandal at Gum Petroleum.
Yeah.
Yellow Okatanyam, there is a company. But anyway, it's called Trafficura. It all like oil sambanang. It all like oil sambanang Bangkok Kanja.
Is it a Hollandish company?
They have Switzerland and Singapore. Kata Switzerland, kata Singapore. But it coming ke wole me katulo le sambanang Bangkok. Wole petrol, diesel, gas oil, and jet oil.
Mr. Mane, be siri tabi malum fonte da malem bukeje bakedal. I think it's the light. Mostly the light. Malum fal ba jekan. I don't know whether it's
light lebe either
light. Okay, but I'm gonna move. Let me just move. Maybe that might be better. Yeah. Okay. Bari itolka petrol itolka fuel sambana Gambia. Bari ika sambana nyame. Wala ko ajoko ika dinala rek. Malum for is this better?
Yeah, much better.
Okay. Yeah. So near petrol sambana ajoko near petrol capacity. It's about 55 million liters between petrol, diesel, and jet fuel. Wala mimbe mandinare. Yo bari tol kamin ke wala ika fuel sambana jane nimil la faya saibul. So ajoko iba order leba import lanang. Ika min ke ika fulu ko itela famina 5 million liters, 10 million liters. 20 million liters. Isi ming sanor. Yeah, order maybe LCL or your cash payment ke yeah deal. But in Minkera, fuel some Gambia. You have about 50 million liters. Ning atata for fuel gita up to 30 million mafangol. Eka top up. Ata back to maximum capacity because lafta no mina wolem pour reserve fuel yetra nyimbanko kan. Ming yalonko ning emergency sort of thing or crisis as it only for few months me yalonko fuel better than the most me use now. Well, like a fuel mean use at the petrol stations and they can be used to the coming of the airlines. Now, what fuel for you understand? What marila fuel bejane Western companies them. Fuel wa fitale fuel ning ala fuel min beje. Me yalo kende kala 30 million liters and above. Fuel ning tale faband. Fuel ning tatale abota jele. And many abondi je lontale. So wana ta stop pour ka Gambia supply ko nyanta ajola le nimma jote fuel sambala nanja. Min nata ke wolem ko man sakunda nata wujole because woni ma jo fuel tenaja. We're talking about some $20 million and above. Fuel nyimang wola kudo nata jola wo company because Western people they have ways and means puri la kodoriko. Better outside le pour ka loans ya blocky. So obviously nata julota wo jota. Nteni taxpayers and others ntolle wobejo.
Meanwhile, we don't know Mayata if Angoli alone Mayata, nothing happened to them as well.
I can tell you Miniata, Mustafa, I mean very well at Nanko Diamo Mansifolo. Diamo Mansifolo. Make it like this country, Akamuta Loko is very unfortunate. For Gambian or not courage sort of to take back ownership of our country. And coming for it always until Najan sort. I mean, you can be in the West, you can be in the Middle East, you can be in Asia, but at the end of the day, until Gambian will be, I mean, most of us, we mean well for the country. After Janela, there is no place like home. Yes. But Ajoko Molbeje, many alonko, they are so greedy, they are so selfish, and they have a cartel, they have a mafia system, many alonko Bankoni, Pruke tol enrich. banko etinya wo ima wori wol fan itol isi kodo soto no nyaaw nyari bakila wol jam and they protect each other.
Mr. Mane Walanda.
So imagine ni work at downstream. I mean, the reason why I'm telling you this, well, me alon ko aketa downstream. Many involved ilontale. You know, between 2021 and B. I mean, more will be near for a minute, millions of dollars. Individuals. Imagine. Masakunda yajo. And del taxpayers ole yajo. So it's very sad. And this is one among many. Yalo ni Russian fuel scandal makeup. What happened just lately? Yeah, but before that, before 2021, what happened? So Minketa, we are in a very sorry state. And Ajokodal for Ngabula Nyinkul Noma. Because Minni Beje, they want to maintain the status quo. Kul Benyamin, Kajoko is business as usual. But Puria understand there is a mafia. I mean, people will be shocked. I mean, Tola Joko, what disappointment, what Nikuya, what frustration. I mean, what Latin Fandunta political arena. But no one to most people, I mean, they just want to go about their lives and their businesses. I mean, Nata is a decent country. Poverty is mostly man-made. So, yes. Oil,
Nata. Mustafa kamen ko ning call nata ka.
Ning call ka roka video nyin drop le ni other no even while use ka, and then there seems to be. As is your thoughts?
Anyway, I have I don't know what to say, Barry. Mr. Mane had raised more questions than answers. For someone who is aspiring for political office, hoping to change the country for the better, if you don't have courage to name those that are behind the corruption, how then can we trust you?
Thank you.
Or you will make a difference when you come to the government.
This is my concern here.
So obviously, I mean, maybe among clear evidence, which is fine, but the way he's talking seems to suggest he knows the people behind me.
Yes, yes.
And here is someone who is aspiring for political office. In fact, one of the strategies that Sonko used, Senegalese Soldier and Trust, is that he was naming and shaming people.
Exactly. Left the wall for Mr. Mane. You know, coming, Mr. Mane, coming for Kanjang, Wolo Nyindiko. Sending not politic fanna jibe, politic party lebete blogon. And ilafta nyimbanko marala banko nyaton kayala presidential candidate yalo nyin kama purka banko nyim marakodi. Yeah, incoming call Canada. I think you get in a call again. If you can decline.
No, call yeah.
Yeah, if you can decline.
Yes.
Yes, I come well.
Yes, well.
Okay. By the day, you are aspiring ilafta kala politic party la bebula and ilafta purka nyim banko mara. Purka banko nyaton kaya.
Yeah.
Andung benyin kacha minke kandem bitilola. E kujamal lonja kumunde londo so kujamal doje. But cooking when Jackal cook on a back, Mr. Mane, Mullen Yakuja Longe, Andung Assisi Afala Diamokona, Kuson Kunyolia Kenya, Pur Mole Lele, Yajaquetelo Moti, me along Landa Muiti, Italy Bano, but better Ala Puru, Catolfo, Yemen long. Near evident Akune alone, but near long, Aba Kumana Pur Catolfo, Mole along, Jamal in Calabania Coco.
Ni nata upstream. Ni nata upstream. Comme tout la Carola. Comme ngamin fo womu man sakunda altinte individual phonola, inte molto phonola, ka foko nyinne nyinta.
Habarima minna wo fonnado yalla man sakunda warta bakele negligence warta bakele man sakunda mul ay doko di mol comme nité mo président de ibadi lande Mustafa la ya fanya maranyin na bay nit ñu ne doko ke ya faisé maranyin le nit ñi so minne be ko ko ma ni minne be ko kono odo kafili damen e ka duko di janalla because ya fola ko dobi je wol sifal boko tapale abe mun doldo la fa jannelon mustamane
no tapale abe damen kan tenga wo fo clearly fanna dia molto ko it's at the very top bari ni tebe santo ye molta pour ye do ko ke ni walmon competent ni be tapale yake kan ni be sunyaro ke kan ya moy ko be tapale yake be sunyaro ke kan woto tele accept because nima wol punish obviously be min ke kan woto tele accept dare coming ni nata upstream la side ye kodo di minela e kadi government level akata through mostly GNPC petroleum level Ministry of Petroleum level so e ka kodo min dila a jokol ko woni la inata rek ilafta pour ka signing ke amount le je coming joel then other commitments le je mi alon ko on the petroleum ministry ibe kalle la mol train la ibe capacitize la ibe fund la pour certain programs then dol be je wol ka coming support le kata government wo ko do wo kata government le wo ka dun dame itol drone wolo so ngamil long upstream la kai side la wolem ko ning fenketa je mawo evidence oto coming arrangement sikenole fani mol tema o fani government tema wani government officials tema comme mol ye hakil flow min soto bari wona ko mawo information soto ka ko fani nyin dilta ay nyin nangam le dila bari ko dol be je min yalon ko nyim banko kan amanke upstream ti ngalon ko min ni keta je iman correct and wol fanan ning ala sonta wala nanka downstream example do mandim foy amanke kilinti amanke fulati bari wol lontale and wol fanan fo wato be silal because yeñin tul ko je kabri 2021
bari minalla wo fo wato make bidi Mr. Mane
no ha pour nga fo 2021 mbed yam kan non tul ko wala nte diam talale 2022 mtarta fo kan in fact in 2025 niaji be about 3 months ago mba ko mention kanu ya jamme janne abe nyintul ko fala ka fo ko Senegal bata kan ngamra 3 days or so before nga programme do so mba tul ko fo kan ka fo ko manyan na aneglet la bala joko min keda ko min ni diamuta mol ka mutal ko nyin abe diamo doron la rek amen because mol bukata fenna bari yaje kabri yaje mediamuta mol ya lon ko he was the former head of state abe min fo kan ay alonne anen kabri risaketa kola bari intarte kol jibe diamu kanere bar kudol be je nka min fo wol fo wato na sital mbe fola kodol be je ni nga fo sign ete Mustafa fo le bena ya fo nyako ngedar keo bondi je bu kare na si jando man
lafta wala Mr. Mane lafta wala honestly lafta wala because saying abe jarala le puru fo be wulla nyole kam fu mene ba kala bar saying to fo wato si dal ngamira
yes to fo wato be sila I can tell you that ning ala sonda to fo wato be sila le and na sita mba fola le ni ba fola fana ba tarla yellow ku ay yetra parering and mol fanan be moy lale
because lo kurin ku ay oto fo fema lo ku ay
no lo ku tay ne nga information soto nga mol tol soto ko dolla baren kamen fo ni lafta wulla akeloti
I am interested.
Kelo min beje ni ma mol soto ko ma ni tamin
I'm interested.
Yes. Well, I promise you ko ning ala sonta akol be kachalale at the right time. So that is my promise to you.
As is your
I think I do Mr. Mane fanang understand jele when you are going to name people also you have to basic on because it's not just ko kelo fango but legally there are legal implications all fanam bi jele so you have to make sure ko even when fenkela dal you are ready for it because
na concern ndey wala ñinde yala ko ay evidence also to like so saying number for the right time so ni evidence bi je right time on tambe bila difo
no let me give you minketa inin minni be kelo kela isembo wartale so much that ko foi famo yajo ko paretale ibe kelo kenolale and
we data foi patiolo ibe yanda prela kenolale yanda lonna ko kelo sembo be sembo
bari kelo fanan ni ba kela inyanta alonnal ko paretale lo kutale andu ngamol soton ko ma min ya lon ko ninga kelo ke wol ba mutalam fele because min keta nyin kelo amanke mo kilin keloti amanke mo fla keloti anyanta kela banku be kelolti so ni ba kela foy mol sensitize folon foy mol faham di folon fo mo ya interest le beje
sensitization to tambila nyinna na puka fo mole ko karning kare wala be ko mayno dunia mo gambe mol yalo wotalen ko wulan no nyoka madi fo imamira
no wala tin nam bala wala de bari ataymo be silale
andu time man tambi bila de bisi bidulong
foya je ko legally foya je ko legally fanan iparetale ñin min keta mbe min put kan together amanke komin ku kilin ñin tuluko is one among many ñin tuluko amanke tulo da malti amanke petroleum sector da malti bari ni tata sector wo sector ibe ko min jelaje ninga menol ya kalamta ibe demonstrate lale I'll give you an example yalo ne bank jelle be Gambia jam
hani
yalo ne bank jelle be Gambia jam
hani
ngamra 12 bank sila sign 13
okay
remittance ya mo le central bank ya remittance jelle kana Gambia jam
hani
ya for more than 2023-24 be ka for more than almost $780 million
okay.
Remittance diaspora ka remittance min sen nan Gambia jam now mbedi am kan hakil male de ngalo alba understand natra kudo min ka dunjang I $1 billion sila because min kana through banking sector ni wolen 780 million min kana informally wosiata $200 million tile $1 billion kana jang Gambia jang sign tolla foreign currency solata min pour importation niaji be bake amanya na wosila ask yourself munatinna foreign currency ka manki jam fu Gambia dala so ka boy currency ka sele
Mr. Mariano bi kugli ang njaka ila godo nak
no mbe na len mi ya nan kamin foy rek sign ni atra Gambia $1 billion ka dunjang wala nyanta dunna jang $1 billion nyanta dunna Gambia jang min ka bondi from the diaspora Gambia be need la min na pour kala importation ke foreign currency mostly in US dollars sometimes in euros akata for maybe $600 million munat na foreign currency nyanta bon manki la jam fuatu wata ka sele
yalo ndol bi janne pour ka ndema londi soro ni aji ngesam mananjang wolon
yes
en kono dia
okay mbedo mandim fole jentata in details nim foreign currency nim bank sol ni ko do ki from the diaspora anyanta na la jang because ngalo nin modol ya kachala authorities statement aje yalo ko banko li la ko do akata la account ka fu nostros comme ka foreign bank accounts or correspondent bank or intermediary banks wo ko do min kataje ka bondi nostros yalo ko do nyanta na la ay du Gambia abe nyanta du na Gambia because pour Gambia no le nite ko do sen do ya sen modo fana ya sen abe nyanta na la Gambia sango ko no nata nyanta $1 billion sila say natran tolka $600 million le spend pour ka tulol ni manol ni jabol ni building materials ni petroleum ni feŋodol order still tolka kodo min soto nka sola foreign currency la ka manki jang ayatra min nyanta kila nan jang anyanta o ko bala nole bar dola ka manki jang o euro ka manki jang imamira ko min nyanta transfer lana ka bondi nostros nyinto kana gambe yamira be kanal
aseke abe bukanade bari
imamira kana manna min nyanta bulala wol noma
okay
niya explain wolye wol fangoy doubt so ko anyanta na lal bar tuma do abe bukana munatina bukana jamalle atina bukana munatina nyim bank sol be Nigerian banks 9% set up la jam andu nita ta Senegal ibuka set up noje nita ta Mauritania ibuka set up noje Gambia la maken do yata nyame Senegal le wartanti almost 7 or 8 times Mauritania la wartanti woko do akadum muntole jemalle ka mexo ka buka fata Gambia kata muntole mini ke benefit je
okay Mr. Mane
jemalle be jammi an ko ni multa kelola ini mindi be kelo kela nka min fo isalon afo wato be jele andung ibelo kula en bari banko nyim funga wuliret na katare
Saying, Mr. Mane.
Yeah.
Two things may offer a domu connotidiality for you. Given that you are aspiring for political office. Yaje work on getting your facts so that at least you can expose the people behind it. Niaji Song Usman Sonko of Senegal. Nianai Senegalese la heart win was that he was unearthing things. He was not waiting for it. He gets his facts and he throws it there. Nikomolio ka forwato binale. I can understand. But quickly work on it because the one that comes with that evidence will win the hearts of the people.
Yes.
The second thing is you have a particular interest in the oil industry, given that you are representing a country. Woto isa try loku because it's easy ka foko man contract the ala company la wala he's making all these allegations against us. Do you see where I'm coming from?
Yes, I understand completely.
Yes, work hard on those things, but bring them up. There is no right time for it. Because it may be batukan, but the other contenders are also working on it. They take the credit. This is a niche for you because you have expertise in that area.
Aziz, you are mute.
This is on mute. You're mute.
Okay, try to separate ila personal interest in this area with your political interests. Because men understand the company that you were kind of representing here, of course, you think Gambia would be better off, but someone may come aside and say, in fact, it's easy to say Mr. Mane bribed his way into this.
Yes, I understand. Yes. Abaraka, comme yow min foten. Anyanta kela wala nyama. I mean, and that is the right thing. One, amanke kominte mbediamu kanyinale as a politician. Wala na kabiring diamu la starting. Nko mbe min kela wala ngbenna political nafo bondilale.
Yes.
Because mbediamu kane as a Gambian. And as a concerned Gambian at that. Kaje ko banko beta kan nyaming. I mean, amantra tapu kan. Nyim petroleum area min bediamu kangala. Fenne mi alonko anyante kela nafabati Gambia la karola. Andunte nga experience le nga fen kalamta je. Area dol fanambe je min alonko nga kalamta nga fellonje. Nibe wula nak I mean Africa ni min ni be kelo kela be against la. One min inyanta min kela wolem ko yellow ko ebe lo kula nyamen wolen ibe miyo min fola inyanta clear evidence otla. Ni diamuta momo e one inyanta convince no lal. Andun tebe diamu kam fe ofenna akataral ko nga clear evidence roto nsimfang defend no wotole. Yo ni bena pour wato minna inyanta funti la pour ibe diamu la moli ibe diamu la mol minniye inyanta lonnale ani be diamu la platform momento ani be funti la nyame because ni nga nyimmin kacha modol be minni yalon ko ni ya kacha le in detail nga ma jamal fo pour isa kalamuta ya lom min be caring and hani moyata fanka credit ta pour kafo war is not a big deal barinta parata nimbe diamula wati o nimbe funti la wati clearly mobe balonal ko tonyalen I mean for kusotorinnam and hana manke nyentide barinka diam follow min fo kata against the government or coming government la policies or call min ke mi alon koy man correct nka clearly pour molbe yalon and it has nothing to do with pour nga company mi represent tulo coming imeta in fact tenyenata wo ko a long time because almost 2 years lem nga start 2017 end of 2018 na band warning 2021 tema be ntarta tala about na business lem and you know the interesting thing pour mol yalon kabirin nata even as a political pour ka party register moli ya meran ko ning current president barawole be collaborate kan pour ya understand because min keta na tema moli min lonje wolam ko ajokole ko nkoto malam because kabrin na school days nga nyolo ne kabri wo time nkata no weekend la ya nyolto so ofate je mam min try pour ka je ko ngana on board so nata pour interest dron nem wara fengo dron nem obviously de no beta government le juna fongode 2021 niyaji be ye election jibe entata nomination la after nomination yen command le yen invite but ngamin foi was very clear Conte is not about me it's about the country ni be feo fenkele yake mi yalon ko be kala banku dingol la interest intemang aman need ka position dintela atra banko beta kan nyamen amantra ta kukan so wala mun na principal te wala mun na stanti bari ngamil long akoitanna wo ning afo hato sita ning afo altul be balon dal bari ni be wulla fanam foya understand jamu afrikalti inim mo kilim mantra nyola mi yalon koy ba against kam ibe min fe kan wolem ko molle mi yalon ko they are very powerful people they are very well connected so ni be funtila wato wati fana nyanta jelal ko paretale lokutale ando nim min ni be molbe jeli min yalon ko I fahamta kom fahamta nyame ando nim paretam bakela molbe jeli at least adoyata nyawnyan mo dantane bije min yalon ko ba kalamtala ibe bankola interest lonna andungi be parela not as an individual or as a person kantela person protect bari pour to nyanyin isi pare pour ka to nyanyin protect so ning afwato sita inshallah Mustafa kana wori wo we will come out
I agree with Mr. Mane. I agree because Sonko man wuli dorong adiamuta. He stood up, really make sure you have because Anna manke fenti the legal implications. Ni mola legal kelo, ni mola other kelo. That is very important. Whatever you are going to say, especially things like this, for you have to be clear for ninga for ninem, and this is I have my proof, I have my evidence to it. That I really agreed. Yes, it's very good for people to say Sulatan tola, lafta mo tola, but anybody may along clear information so told fitidina. Told me along you can defend it, that is fine. But of course, we don't also want to run a program where we force people to say things and then implications. So we want people they can defend it, they can protect it until defend. Not no, we cannot defend this as well. I think that is very important. And back to as you said before, yes, Sonko went out, but he went out when he knew, when he had everything and put it on the table and know that the Senegalese people are behind him. And people, not everybody, but people will stand there, and that was the truth for now. So I'm that important now. I have one question to Mr. Manager. Mr. Mane, what is the way? How long as this year would follow? Well, what is the way forward in oil situation to sign? Tinyaro be kitale, tinyaro kitale, fabe freelancing nesota sign. Manso fa well, I always feel Kofa had something. They took something. But I don't have everybody I know Kofa had took something. But Senegal fana. So mbenyin kela nyadi mune nyanta kela sign. Because nobody among Nuala Diamota serious, among Mr. Mbaila Diamota serious, Ametela Diamota serious, because Nasita Kafoko, he can follow contain Tulo Sunya. That means he's along the magnitude of the problem. So Masakunda and Intol Banku Dingol. What are your advice?
No, minyanta kela regular one awareness raise more la Carola for more along mimbe caring. Because the first important thing the mol nyal talon nale nyin tulukuo abe situation minto akumasa nyamen aninga be tembo minto sign mi atna mol ye hakilu flasoto je then to do the right thing ko one government le force nyanta start la puruka the right thing ke ko mol la kuma ko ikana bayret ikana foko ha itolman sunyaroke o Senegal mantran na tlota kan o itolman any foul play ke it could be fang it only man fenke imam fen kalamta besides the community la as near signatory agreement ke community la or ni wonte near la fenko ke penalties mi nyanta jola ya dila or other concessions community to la near dila it all they are satisfied with that mulla concern nyanta jibelale ye consultation ke gamben will engage ye other stakeholders engage coming from nowhere and other areas but yeta in Senegalese government you see beta ye wood side fanang engage min be sangamar kay tan dila ko min be jantol nga min understand e kana bay wo nyamar kay tan dila ko nga understand ko nyinde be je bari min ke rata telephone na moli hakil flasoro lafta min na wolem wan ni Senegal si partnership no nyamin wood side si no nyamin ye collaborate pour Gambia fanan tulo min be je adoyata nyaw nyang quantity min be je asi drill no nyamin pour asi Gambia benefit no wole si keno ni wo manke rek ning government man pare pour ka action ta definitely fennete keno lan tolbe noisely make la be diamula si wuru bari atetano nyato because at the end of the day akuwo be tolle bulu e tolle si decision tano je nte dal nga wala soto ko government ya quota seriously ya je ko nyin fenne mi alon ko asi Gambia falin nole andum mo jamal si benefit no jele asi Gambia change nole forever sa ye Senegalese government engage ye Woodside engage ye la moy Gambian sol fanan na recommendation sol la ngamre ni o kerek if they do the right thing then tumado batom they will see a way out.
Okay,
Yep.
sign like water data back fang ngalon ne nga exhaust leng nge diam di back di bo fang lafta dunela ma fang be min kala sign nse ibula yen nyamendi killing ndol gunjurun gol anin tol basen gol anin na mol minne alon ko iburo den na sa gol fanam bi janne yan dol nyamen
nyamina kuda fana bi janne de nyamina kuda.
Oh, okay. So yaje saying ngamin koros mobe kila dulale promote.
No, tulo man futa nyamina dan kunku de tulo man futa.
So jele de ite malon de
Tabora,
yes.
Mr. Mane.
Yes.
Tulo man futa
jele
nyamina
de
dan kunku.
kuma jube folon.
Jima dan kunku.
Aman futa je.
No, Mr. Mane tolbi ta nyamina kuda nga taje explore.
Ngo ngatulo sinje. No tulo ngaduare ka be funtila dula jamal do tumado bat. Dan kunku fana bela si asotlal.
Yes.
Akumada ba ke Mr. Mane. Bebin kila nse pula pri ekonoto dia wala kami final thoughts wala pour ka nyamendi ndenen Gambian gol be ani mol mimbe lamoyro la nyintembeng ka nyamendi kula mimbe dending na tulo mi alon ko be ko bije ko na fundita nyamena kudankol bebe nafa la gunjurunkol ye nafa sanyankol ye nafa barankol ila barankol fana pour gambe dingo mobe dawda besan nafa je katum mola gambe di ya mantambi moti jang wala na ninko ba fala nyanda tala tema han kiti ba kila nyanda kila kiti le timi alon ka ba kila kiti tilen ngolati mobe dembe fengo ngamira hakole be mobe kam pour que mobe dem fe mo mo nyom minde pour yaso je woni ko bo nyama lafta pour nyamende fo ndolbi kam fa min ben na nyanda wulla la nyole kam ma bang fo nyanda min kala nyamende Mr. Man
no be min fola rek pour nyin ko emotion ta solve la mbele dentala yes fo ni kuya fo disappoint for sometimes ye kamfa wato dolbe je fonga wuru nyokan but at the end of the day cooler heads will be prevail so fonga tama kula wisely ba kumasla dame wolem ko ngala nga sonko oyel be nyimbanko kanne nkana any benefit of the doubt the government la just kana ka fonyere kate jang ngala ko tulo be janne at the bare minimum you mean for more than 1 billion barrels be jele even ni kolongol be la nyokan more than 1 billion barrels be jele wo 1 billion barrels ngaje ko Senegal be min ke kanno foy ke la tulo drill foy kana faso to je nyanta presso la na masakunda kan ko munati na Senegal be wo kenola e ka benefit soto je murtani fele la gasi be benefit soto kanje munati nan tol nta man benefit soto no je wonon kana so la excuse la nkana mo rekate je wo ngatla wo repeat kan all the time nga continue ka mol sensitize ko tulo be jenne bari na government la negligence wala atinna masoto no. That is the bare minimum mol nyanta minkela ka ko advocate ka awareness raise ka mol inform ka pressure la government kan because in Senegal sa keno we should be able to do it. That is one thing. Then kaitandi government la ko ntol lafta nyina la de nal man nyinke nak there will be consequences and government man sila fenna min tambita ka bondi semboto min babulu because idalta susuwo minna ni idalta domoro minna wo imal la fi ka bondi woto and 2026 kana nyamen is an opportunity pour ka pressure la government kan Kaitandin la ko nyin is one area mi ya lon ko mba repeat la le over and over again. Kaitandila ko manyina mako blaje albula akonoma because nyim fenneti mi alon ko anyanta Gambia na falale for generations. So foi to la carelessness lembang, foi la lombali alembang, for involved ako kono lebang, bari manyana folala awonyama, manyana lose lala awonyama, na jarta ka mol recommend ye fan ka foi ko nyanta minni engage la. For Gambian soul mini alon ko expert knowledge to they are outside. I'm not even talking about me, but come mol me alon ko the exploration and drilling ka ye fellonje isi la reports all data read no ye analysis keno isi advice no ko inin company sol min isi engage no pour ye fen sotono because nyimu opportunity that me alon ko naturally adinna so man nyana neglect la fo I quote man na fa sotoje because obviously not to nyalem kon na nebo sol ibata kanne the first year second year wobatre kamim bondi amansiya bake so sinano le ngana fa sotoje barna ko tata for another 5 years for another 10 years nin kombe wulla ko wala tuma do bata batar la nyanta na famin sotla abe do yala bakele so onte wala munna advice ti gambe nole barimbe min fola rek as Gambians aman jari ka emotional bake fan aman jari ka kela ko la bar fanan nkana sila na banko kan because nga janne soto janne mu yati nim man hanyi nyim banko kan pour min mun na nyantoti na hakoti mbeden ta fengo min nim ma nyinin kano ntem malom ba nyinin kala mun tol bari ni be England le warebe no wele hani naturalized taje yela passport soto ko dolbe je fanke dandula lonne bari ibota banko min kan iwuluta banko min kan andu yengani min soto Gambia ima soto dlado obviously amanke coming ibe power min to Gambianol malla fi walla bari lafta min na wolem fengo min mbele dentala mbela hakole beje mbela nyantole beje yela katoke wo nga nyomoy woto pour kaje ko ay nake fenti mi alon ka sike mo femba be nafati joko on tol wala mun na advice ti wala mun na recommendation ti pour Gambian soli anem molbe bari fonga tra pousse kan drong yalon e kamin foy ko this squeaky wheel gets the grease galon pousse so min ni ba pousse la ka kuma kika hani kunjori ba fla ka mol distoble algre so diala yaje mol nal ka diamu aka government fanam fitila ka tana lalay act but the more alcatra deri ka folo ko no nyudi be comfortable rene is okay and they coming for government on la ko wolem sometimes ikabula ko no ma a few days rek 1 2 3 days 1 week 1 month sambi be nyina lala but the more ka diamu akola the more ka pressure like kan ibe respond la and within the government fanam funga understand hani government to molbe je min yalon ko they are good people, they are sincere, they are patriotic. So ning starta ke engage rek tuma do bato information jama beje dol beje bela effort ke la pour kaje ko nyato tayna so ntol dal nyim petroleum koto ajoko na ngawole je dal wala mun recommendation tije ben kato ke la be continue lal ngamil long and nim mol simesiano at any given time be okelale and ngamin fo rek when the right time comes amanke pour ka foko kamole tinya bari is only fair pour banko kan yedo mandingo mil lonje isi min contribute no ila londo do mandinto ila soto do mandinto ila fero do mandinto yake bar nin tinyaro fanam be daminto min sakeno fo I stop pour ka mol ka expose ke ka awareness ke wo fanam fenati mi alon ko inyanta kala lima rimake wota lon ko banko hako min be na tema nim banko dingol tema ye wo dasandila o ye nakaralal
Yeah, you know where to find me, Mr. Mane, yeah?
Yes, I think I do. I have your number now. So we'll be in touch.
Time comes, don't forget to reach out and then let me know first.
Yes.
Thank you.
No, not a problem. No doubt about that. Now, Uncle, we'll be in touch. This is the beginning of a relationship. That will be forever, inshallah, so long as we are around. And we'll share with you ajoko trust and confidence building lam they are so sensitive ni ba siala fake multi alonko inisi ofenke so I think we're beginning to build that, so let's see what happens.
Much obliged. Aziz, your thoughts ila kono to dia Aziz even mute le Aziz even mute le Aziz, you're on mute.
Afola Mr. Mane Abaraka Bake.
Thank you.
I just had one was a comment I make, which is very important. Comment in Senegal relationship. Important and feedback, especially being someone who is interested in geopolitics, but also history. Nanyin Kalamutako, immediately after independence, Gambia the most senior ambassador Gambia, Senegal. The Gambian ambassador to Senegal was the most senior diplomat. In fact, at the time, it was elevated to a ministerial position, given the importance. And I think at the time, Badaranjai the late Badaranjai was the ambassador, but he was also a cabinet minister. That relationship has been watered down and is very critical for our survival, because the Gambian Bankudoman any border siana manke Senegal. No country can destabilize us other than Senegal. Oto kumayata back adung the weaknesses that you have shown in terms of even negotiating our oil concessions can be seen through this. So this is kind of a confirmation of what you said, but now I'm asking, if you are to form a government, how would you prioritize our relationship with Senegal? That's number one. But number two, given that you've already have some interest in the oil exploration, if you were to be in government today, and your company comes knowing what you already know about it, a genuineness, and of course, the information you may dealer, would you prioritize them over other companies? This is the question.
Okay. Answer Kumasla with the last one.
Yeah.
Before na relation with Senegal. Company nying tulo oil ngelone and ngalong isiminkeno because of advancement in technology and in Kol Benyamin nintel nata as a government mbe minkela rek yes mbe invite lale because ni wo relation sotol no bari min kumayata wolem pour ka company ta mi yalon ko ni wonata Gambia be maximum benefit sot la jele. I mean, because yes, si tol sambana nole, but if we dol fanang invite, tumado dol be jemini along ko si interest soto, mbe min soto nole tol budu, aning arrangement jim, because tulola mala arrangement jim ni bet exploration kela and drilling. I mean, katale for a very long time, mostly 30 years, sometimes 50 years. And alka searin yin kenyamin, I mean, foyaji be mi along ko be banko favola. So obviously in tol makola. In fact, kabrin nim president from bentanu nge sambaje because ning ate nyolo minna ning akachata from pareta kabrin pareta rek bota je ko en excuse den tana nyoje ngamin fay wolem ko nteni te nyolo nen na relationship akam da ko min na brodalam nday ko bari nyul tele represent inata jang pour inata min nga fay bari kay ko nak ente be min fole ni be any decision kela a make sure ko first abe kela ni ba ibe company min award la mi alon ko abe kela Gambia la interest nkai aning ila government la interest min ya ko be kala maximum benefit for the Gambians nkai natra manken tolte nin dole be je isadi wala kanan na kojibe nkai but natra all things are equal ajoko coming company dole be je fula saba mi alon ko nin na company li be dal amen yajibe ya komi kanyantale then kai woto isinta consider no if it is okay with you so as an individual inte Gambia la interest wala kuma yatam fe than anything ni afa say mul ba mirala ko coming because of politics lam o kadiamu molia bari di little nga domandingo min lor rek ane nga funto min ke domandi rek te lafta min na wolem ko Gambia ke coming other countries nga tran na banko kan nga na dignity soto nga na respect soto nga baluno na banko kan I mean dignified lifestyle so wala mun na main priority Bari ni wobota je nin Senegal la relationship. Pour ya understand, yemin for historically nin keta Gambia ni Senegal ti, I mean relation min tartanunje na taraje le kabrin First Republic, and obviously intel coming for Gambia ni Senegal le nyanta the best relationship la in the world. Intel ni Senegal na relationship le nyanta tarala tambila ning Europe, any European country or US tema. Wo mbenyame mbenyo kono le badin kilingol le mo kilingol lem. But unfortunately nga minje min prevail ta nying former government min benu Senegal anin tola ni Senegal ajoko it was only one-sided, and me and it was one-sided puru yalong Gambia la poro. There was a time akamunta ko Gambia la poro nying dana ka nyi sub region hoblem mol ka bondile from Senegal, from Mali, from Sierra Leone, for Cote d'Ivoire nyoltan other countries, neighboring countries ikana Gambia le market nying was vibrant cool betama kanne. Bari relation min kita Senegal ning Gambia tema ni ya recommendation min dila itol ning wol ibe ko yela tarif lafa Gambia la tarif lafa ila poroto Senegal ye la tarif ima lafa ye promise min fanga min understand Senegal me ta ka nyama dolla tarif haita so na tarif haita bari wo nang tela miroto anin na jeroto it was deliberate because a jokolo control wo time on na mol man confidence oro onin kon na mol fang I mean wala na nyaton ko rek e man confidence soto bake ifangoto e ni momuta comme ila brodalam atebe je kam comme aka interest le nyini aka interest dron abe wala je kam bake obviously abe nene no lale so na poro tata le fo sign yenna poro fa ya understand le ko bagasul sign jamal be je kaji Senegal
na kalam
not only that bari ila poro mimbe kawlak bala yewoto wuli ya deda mimbe zigan so fanan ya upgrade ajoko saiben box ne purun na port nyin akana sobay wo is a big problem bari ni amera ko wodoron nem rek ye relationship jibe abenu nyamen there was a time timba ka bondi nun kasa masa akana jang akamindu ndi revenue la Gambia is more than $80 million aka wole ndi jang okay mind you Senegal ni lafte la timba control la that is the problem abe within their border bari birin Senegalese government iko relationship mi minito ma broda so le malti ye timba block iko timba nyinta dunna Gambia ko tenke so bari ka timba block amanke Senegal dammati but even within Gambia near a certain areas ka stop amanda kasuwa min ka bondi nun Guinea Bissau as a transit o Casamas aka transit ay nadum Gambia wo fanan kasuwa revenue min dunda akatala for $60 million woka kasuwa min sambana because Gambia la kasuwa la quality is better than ning other kasuwa min ka bondi Cote d'Ivoire or Mali or Guinea so isambana Gambia le aka revenue min sambana akata 60 million employment bari relation to Gambia in Senegal tema bari tole min fo wolam ko kasuwa te bala Casamas o Zigansor kaduna Gambia so wobe puru kan economy nying kafa so relationship between countries I mean badi ya nyanta tarlaje sinyo ya nyanta tarlaje but it's about interest ndiyata nyawo nyang nyanta temo de dala ntelle nyanta the best relationship sotola bari amit nyanna kela na economy anin na sovereignty anin na security nka compromise pour ketol satisfy and unfortunately wala tarta caring all this years so ntolbe min kela wala mkaitandi Senegal la kontol we are a sovereign country ntolle be responsible la na security motatar bond lanam from Senegal can secure wo is very simple and straightforward. Then the second thing is a business ni tema bame because ni mu Gambia noti bi beta Senegal o ka bagaso samba Senegal e coming encounter is too much. Just recently model ba fokan ngaje ba reporto dila ko Gambian tractor pour eta Senegal fang ay baro keje ike charge almost $60,000 ila kosam so Senegal la bagasol ka il tractor ka bondi Gambia e kana Senegal ka baro keje andu buke charge fenna so wum fenati mi ko nyanta a relationship ni fodal ay cordial bari ay fair fanan ay balance so tulu ko fanan ni ba ka chala le pour ka je ko collaboration ye traje nga joint venture keje mi alon ka sintol be nafa ni nga je ko woman keno den betal nga independent companies face ninge face nga make sure ko is drilling ke me alon ko ning wood side man information dinna nin Senegal man pare pour ka collaborer bari wolbe tarala jele me alon ko bena pour Gambia la interest so womu fenati me alon ko dal be lola lal bara at the end of the day bankol tema dal momo ila interest inyanta bulala wol noma inyanta wala protect la So wala munna stanti. And not only that, but tolunga min for tomorrow I'll share our manifestos with you for some other time aliyajibe because tolunga min for puru Gambia jang. Part of na plans, certain businesses beje wo mbuka mabufang ni manke Gambian titakela. So wo is out, I mean, it's in the open. Kabrin 2021 tarta wole fokan. Other businesses beje finding Gambians will collaborate ka wo business ke. I mean, there's the business in called Gambia Diaspora Partnership. GDP is part of our manifesto. Ning Gambian olka $700 million plus dundijang as diasporans. Wo kodo minkana is more than coming sort of from the IMF, more than coming sort of from the World Bank and ADB combined. Ntolni tamin diaspora talent mimbeje, resources mimbeje, ninga wodron tap. Perhaps we don't need all these international organizations for funding. Wo diaspora nol muna atinna and untarta nyimfokan since 2021. Banking, you have almost 12 banks jang. Ndetata Mauritania, I've seen it there. I was in Senegal. Ndetata Mauritania banks will be majority is owned by Mauritanians. Muna atinna tolla jang. Ite moltano la you inita minarek is only about no more than $300 million is for a bank start. Ibe reserve min dila central bank la. Muna atinna ite Gambians will engage maybe 100 of them. Ye kodo race. Ye banks will yele. Banks ni liya traja itol fango e molta inin Gambian wol dol government ye half ke itol ye half ke yena na ye bank yele experts wol mini beje yena trajang ye trado kula jang muna na construction company ba dila areskila ibe silol de dala for $50 million ni tata ila masingol min beje hani fango ya jibe o ye banjul project jibe e koy mindi hadim gayla for $38 million masingol min beje ni a hayma hana man $3 million muna naite mall engage la 700 million mindi ka won senang in a year pour $100 million to wol is very easy price min ka import na jang yimbele ma muna naite
incoming call la kana maybe you need to decline that incoming call
kamanu oda ka sambana jang o ka tulo oda ka sambana jang other things so economy so long as Gambians we are not in charge of our economy mang in charge of the government nka fi ofen try kana time the west but yamna le jam for the next 50 years the hani fekela because mo ila banku kan ibe nga nya dola wonto inyanta sembu su dola wonto inyanta ila nyanto su dola wonto ila rice nyanta tar dola wonto barniaji be Gambia na economy amantran tolfo na government e camera ka amantran na interest saf na security amantran tol Gambian olfo so wala ta niaji jim problem mo be siya it's because of those things that Senegal yaji be beje even more than like very young people 30 years 40 years they have $5 million business and amanke fenna long mi ya dol as Gambians malo amanke ko itolle exposed that hadi ka jolmi foten you talking about Usman Sonko ni Jomai Faye do you know I'll told me be jante be diamka you know more than those people that is because yaminke ye karawol ke tolbe ye karawol ke aliya expose minke ta ye tol cheki mafok bari maybe I'll told funti ta tata in the western countries itamata isita bankol to 5 years 10 years 15 years it all tata Senegal yela kol ke jele so they are not more informed they are not more educated than us bari minketa ila banko kan ila nyanto yaje ko komi ye wolo setoje yela banko de kanu ila banko jarte kilo sifa be la handi be soronna handi be butela handi be libala kaje ko ila banko de take back policy for their country ita ta muri business wol mini beje I tell you thing I've witnessed more than 90% of the businesses ajuka bebe la molle bul bari ni nata Gambia jang ajoko hanis mini market na friend no soto jang from Mauritania nata na betaka ata mini market wala ko nyal tol Gambia what is your problem kan muna ako nya hani mini market am ka offer no cause ni nata mini market wal bebe molle bul ila kasel ye sambana ila store manager ye sambana ila sales people ye sambana wo bil janta ke la government la load la kaje ko ila banko jumol ye protect ye empower ila economy ya feke but do you know the sad thing is more than the media look every month they make $500,000 a month maybe you're thinking of the president can you mean a salary but I'm talking of business people more than the media look they make $1 million a month company they make $5 million a month company they make $10 million a month believe me company they make more than $20 million a
month no profit level. So tell me for muna na water can or Gambian so businesses in your privatize la private Gambian already. So new woman can I mean before we take ownership of the government, we take ownership of the country. Even this division in this unity along tribal lines is all nonsense. Because Gambian by and large tribalist. Gambian will after you accept function. But the problem is because of poverty, extreme poverty and then politicians will advantage Kamul has dominated along tribal lines. But this country would have been
Mr. Mane, akamul ko ila microphone mandra clear linde. Ila dia mo man senare.
Yeah, man senare back.
Ha man senare ila dia mo ka fenkele malam ni kere.
Yeah, but is very unfortunate. But coming for this country could have been the best country. I mean, because more develop a they have to own those things. So for government they have a stake in the country. For government they represent well. In the economic sector they have good representation, they have interest. I mean property land reform moratorium baby wife can they are not Gambians 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 properties. And I'm talking of non-Gambians. Now for moratorium la nyanta tarla wol beto kala jeko yemira pour soma ndigol anim mamari wol nyanta tarno la mutole nyanta sabati no la mutole. I was in the diaspora outside. He left me to come back to your country. Yes, it will young, yes, but because environment is not conducive,
that is true.
This is what we are fighting for. So
I know. Your final thoughts, Mr. Mane.
Yes.
Mr. Mane, how long we have a session for political party leaders, bringing them all on the session all. Abarkabake in discussion auto definitely I cool gena fanundile ka gena understand because that's what we'll have in discussion also to put a cool be fanundi and especially the oil. I don't know because this discussion it's like it's abarafa warta back and for we have to continue kanyin conversation kanyin discussion or kanyin diamol ke kamol gena hakili di isaje moli hakilo soto kanyin cool understand. And of course I agree with you take a for dal nga fale ko Gambian in Senegal imam problem soto Gambian in Senegal so imam problem soto na mansa kundale kantol wafi wrongly ito le kantol ke underdog and nien ke underdog ka resist le because Gambian no fana bukala fa tara underdog because Senegal so le kantol ku jama Senegal so le ka lantol kantol buka le kan Senegal so katara nyi banko kono le Gambia dingol buka fem problem soto ya ikatara jene musicianol kana jene yela musical play ikatara nyi banko kono Gambia dingol buka fem foye mansa kunda ka Gambia dingol wafi Senegal sol ma nyamen wole ka wrong ikantale yenteke dumala andu nita da Senegal sol kantol treat nyamen wala na Gambia nol ka react hanin to lan no wejan kabi Senegal sol ma me kana jam bari kabi na se Gambia nol le jia ye space dealer ye fengo be da foy lote single la nyim banko kono so Gambia dingol ni Senegal dingol mam problem soto Gambia no mam problem soto Senegal sol kantol treat nyamen problem obi jela andu funga hanyi ka wofo and funga honest ka wofo because ndol fanante tara la jang me ngomi ndeta Senegal so la ya kentole ni tata Senegal ni tol bentol ya buka fenke lan ke respect ka kodila ndel fanansi la jang na mansa kunda ayna banko beta ya di ala Senegal blue me ngomi ndeta Senegal ya ke the economy the security everything so fanante sonna wala so ni diamu de ka fo ko mu anti Senegal o ha mu Senegal but at what cost Gambia no you price bali jo during 2017 baro lota ni mansa kundato Gambia no price bali jo to Senegal heavy price ya jole so it's just enough relationship on the ka fo ko problem tije mansa kundale ni stila aya itandi Senegal ko ndel na ko be kannem memu mansa kundale ti do ko ke nyola nga nyo respect nga nyo bunya kapata alina Gambia dingol bunya ni bal ya Senegal so kanale buka fenke ibuka ikatambile ngome de sunta ko kudol kele fay nina security people oli be call fole nga beji janne bari te man hani mo kala Senegal ni tata Senegal all the time ini gaay ka problem so nin tax lem ni la visa lem ibe diamle le passeport
it is just unacceptable. So for conversation of fonga dati ka soto because mo fila Senegal mo ngamen dati yake doro nga foko bayile lo rek ñun ñepp bokka non ñun ñepp bokka at what cost ñun ñepp bokka ci lan lañ bokka so fuñ jaar rek dega bi ñu wax ko. Then again going back to this oil thing I believe ko yemen fo le fonga continue ka ñin diam okay and ke lamoy bi and 2 weeks ago ngam no hafanan lamoy. This also goes to say Baro has to leave because Baro Mansa Kunda Sambano Banco is so in such a dangerous situation. Mansakunda be blow mento Nima Bunda kan abendundila massive wole kono andu mba kono le fonga fam finti DJ. So 2026 Baro nyata tala. There is no discussion about the capacity table and yalong. Ni moma ngaja assise capacity for ni moma capacity soto what is a different thing but ni moma banko la interest soto ni moma bala fa soto la banko dingole o mari manyana silaje hanna manyana kilifula kelaje because bas ngaji nyame president barona la Mansakunda imang interest to gambe dingol to imang interest to banko to imang interest to banko eta nyato imang interest to fengo meme ke gambe dingol la koto even when you listen to this sona Baro sita jera ako 100 million ye wole make even discovery ke. So what? That's all Baro can say after all this moment make that Allah addressing the Gambian people. So ndeka nyina for dal Baro nyanta talale. Bo manyana kala discussion oti. Andu mol ka même fo ni di amre ka foko ha ni coalition ole Baro bondi la dada. Natara woman tano. Ni man lafi natara mbe agrita. Gambe dingol be nsontele ko be batarine nsontele ko banko mantaratala then nima fayno UDP doy bijele nima fayno doy Essa Fall bijele nima fayno Ibrahima bijele top so you have the options danko baro e finti ay snodi na follow ala barka barka
thank you Mr. Ibrahima Mane mbeten dula fanfanke mbejele wato minta pour que taram fe ngalon na ko nyinta kala labangti budum wato en sonyin na be saro dila janne fo sibitna la inshallah to kulal be to yala aning molmin ne gatara nyim programme ro jan civic education be to yala alaji baro alaji sedi baro manjiki bamba mas kade rasul ngalon bi adata tubale abala tuba siro la ka aning sol jeng Suleman jeng Aziz Bojang and Ndeye Jamate Alaji Tabora Mane Ibrahima Tabora Mane meten to la fanfanken beje la wato sunyin la bedana janne Cameroon Sky Power Radio and TV services on Albadi Malo Mustafa Jamme membesiri program o kunna fasibit nala inshallah al nimbara bye for now.
Thank you.